that has been going on, all the allegations being pointed towards Saramir and Lexer over the dragons going missing, and now Castian possibly not being Castian or either being controlled in some way, shape, or form. Finally leaving Luma, fuck me, brain, at long last to get towards Huena to meet up with Karnam after your long-awaited promise to set sail and make way to Paya to visit Ashvin's home. Along the way, though, while peaceful, Volmer and Jack got ourselves a dream sequence wherein Jack's string of the artifact of the Fallen has seemingly awoken to some extent, while Volmer's has gotten a very neat upgrade. We wrapped up last time with Volmer committing seppuku due to having a not stormproof home, but regardless, with everyone awake and talking about what has been going on in their dreams, and Ashrin unveiling that she actually had a note hidden away from the Mistress of Sandberry this entire time that has never been brought up. Coming back into the conversation wherein Vivian is now enjoying a cup of tea from Ashrin after being awoken from her beauty sleep.
I think Volmer was explaining stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was Volmer's turn to explain stuff.
I was starting to explain, and then everything just went nah.
Yeah. It was Volmer's turn to explain stuff, and then we all just noticed he was stock frozen, and we're like, well, he's dead.
I think I got through part of my explanation. I mentioned, like, what happened in the dream sequence.
Yes.
So remember Ashton commenting?
Yeah, and I think...
I remember Ashton commented, well, why wasn't this important enough to tell us that night? Why do you
right.
go to sleep? And then Jack said, we don't have a time period.
Yeah.
Or, like, we were going into how we don't have details. And then I died.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Volmer committed seppuku.
Okay. So, how'd everyone else sleep?
Fine.
Terribly. Been a long time since I've been out of a bed.
You'll be fine.
You get used to it after a while.
I kind of hope not. I like my bed.
Well, we
beds.
offered to try to send you back.
Yeah, and Jack's the one panicking over it, so...
I mean, do you want to go back to Leia? Or yeah.
I mean, I've shared my piece on this. I would love to not start an international war, but I also don't want to go back to being in the stuffy goddamn castle, so...
And I feel like in the long run, you shouldn't complain about sleeping on the ground.
I mean, fair enough.
We'll work on it. She winks.
I'm just... I had the funniest thought of just showing up on your father's doorstep.
Oh, trust me, I've had the same thought too, to just popping up and saying, "Hi, Dad!"
But I'd probably stab him if I saw him. Just throwing that out there.
Probably better idea we don't do that then.
Wolverine's gonna, like, raise his hand in the background. I'd help.
Nice. Alright.
Look, I like the taste of blood as much as the rest of y'all, but I'd rather not start an issue with my dad and the whole city of Melkor at the same time.
I mean, I could do it quietly.
Should we just pencil that in for a few months from now?
Maybe a couple weeks, depending on how things turn out. She takes a sip.
Finoa, you might actually get to go stab someone. With us not having you stop.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. Okay. Anywho, we should probably get going. We still have, what, another half day?
Day?
Roughly a day.
Yeah. Before we get over there.
To the boat?
Yeah.
Oh. As you guys pick up after a very quick and brief breakfast and a bit of a tense conversation after everything that has now been shared, traveling along the path that leads to Huena, which thankfully does have a main road, and finding it is of no issue after the first day's travel, thus making the journey peaceful all throughout. arriving to the city around the just after the cusp of sunset, where you see a very small and somewhat rustic town altogether to begin with. It has a main river leading into it with a couple of buildings on the southern end, seeming like they are either on top of stilts or on platforms of some kind. I don't know why Fen is just suddenly screaming at the top of her lungs.
She took my keyboard.
And where you guys can see upon the northern end, where the river seems to be exiting out of the actual city itself, are several dock-like placements with ships just all along, just gathered on top of the actual bank itself, on top of logs, seemingly are being worked on either by repair, maintenance, or by unloading of some kind, with several other smaller canoes and ships all just kind of drifting slowly but surely through the riverbank along the city itself. So, upon arrival, it seems very quiet, especially with the sun beginning to set. The people seem to all be packing up from the day's work. A lot of them seemingly going around the buildings themselves to actually shop and gather what materials they need for the coming day. When upon your arrivals, you do see a couple people kind of wave you a good hearty hello and welcome, and pointing you towards these general hotspot areas, asking if you guys are here for the ships, you guys are here for the trade, or if you're here for transport. All sorts of mix of questions, to which easily enough, without even attempting, are easily gestured towards the northern bank, where that seems to be where all of the ship repairs are being done, which means that Carnum, having his ship repaired, more than likely over there too.
I feel like we should just follow the sound of chaos and see if we can find the crew.
Yep, because they're gonna stick out like a sore fucking thumb. That crew. Yeah.
Are you guys making your way towards the ship docks?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye out for any interesting shops might run into on the way. But
Just give me a
Ooh.
perception check or investigation check.
Is there a tea shop anywhere?
Give me an investigation check.
oh, that was a
Okay,
20
Jack
and a
knows.
19.
Damn.
Jack knows the exact amount of particles in the walls of these buildings.
And in that one,
And in that one.
this is gonna be a great
Oh.
session already.
That tells a lot.
Let's get into combat real quick. I want her
No,
to start
thank
rolling.
you.
Well,
Bye.
Jack, looking over this city itself, and it very much does seem like, unfortunately speaking, the city really doesn't have anything exciting behind it. Honestly speaking, the most exciting thing here is the fact that there seems to be this one antique shop that partially advertises itself as having objects from around the world, and whether that could be believable or not, due to how difficult that would be to amass, depends all on the person selling things. But this is a port town, so perhaps maybe they do have something. Meanwhile, Ashen, while looking for a tea shop, unknowingly, before you realize it, you get a fly to the eye, and unfortunately just have to kind of nurse the entire cart ride over to the North Banks.
Oh shit. Okay, well, I'll kind of note that shop and just kind of keep heading on.
All right.
I want to go in the cool antique shop.
As she wipes her eye, constantly water.
We should probably meet up with Carnum first and see what's going on with him.
Fair.
We can come back to this.
Okay.
Wipes away another tear. And arriving to the North Bank, it is filled to the brim with ships, all just clogged up together. There's almost a distinct fear for the ships themselves to all scrape against one another with how tightly packed they are. And it seems like this is non-stop work. Everybody here is going day and night on whatever construction project or unloading that they are doing at the moment. And it would be short work for Jack and Veril, with more than a passive of 16, to easily hear the...
My passive is 16 too.
Oh, yours also 16?
Yes.
Your passive insight is 16, not your perception.
Oh, okay.
Your perception is 12.
Fair.
That's
All right.
stupid.
But it'd be easy for the two of you to instantly hear amongst a lot of these construction projects going on is the sound of a gruffer voice, not at all that happy with a certain individual.
Looks like there's a dog stepping on my laptop.
I was wondering what that weird
I
black shape
apologize.
is. But you would be able to easily hear the sound of, "Not there, you damn little pest! I told you take it over there. The nails gotta be. Don't drop them where you're standing. To pick them up."
I think we found him.
I think we found him.
Okay. Head that way.
I mean, I
Well,
kind of figured we'd be able to find Pest before we found anybody else. So
And
Yeah.
drifting over to that location where you hear the constant cries, and eventually even the entire party can hear, as it's almost like Brozar the orc seems to be very much not reserved in booming his complaints towards Pest, where he constantly places things in the wrong place or just literally drops things to do another thing. Whereupon arrival, an instant realization is the ship looks near enough almost nothing like you guys recall it. It might have been beaten to shit, have gaping holes and a bunch of scorch marks in it by the time you guys were done with it. But even so, with all the repairs that it has, with the new patches, and it seems like a lot of new detail has been added to the ship. We're in.
you don't suppose they added extra rooms, do you?
I doubt it.
You can see that the railing on the deck of the ship now has this almost golden inlay with some sort of like special etched carvings all along it. The figurehead at the top of the ship, while it used to just be nothing more than a singular point, now actually seemingly resembles that of a circular shape with almost fire-like points all sticking out of it, making a very much a semblance of the sun. And just the overall nature of the ship seems to have changed in a very gaudy way, but with this almost artistic nature behind it. Wherein eventually you do see Carnum atop the ship, seeming pointing things out to the rest of the crew, with a. Actually, give me perception checks, all of you, real quick. See if you can see this person. Who's talking to.
There's another nat 20.
Well then,
Uh-huh. After my last rolls of the last 3 fucking sessions.
goddamn, y'all. Okay, wow. So missing a week. That's all it takes to renew the luck, except for Volmer, because fuck him.
Except for me.
You're the one who died first, so it's understandable. You get all the bad luck. Looking to see who it is Carnum is talking to for a good while. It doesn't seem like he's talking to anybody until you notice that there is this very tiny figure just on the right side of his shoulder that he seemingly is like ever so slightly tilting his head towards. And eventually you just see that little figure just kind of flutter away and go towards somewhere on top of the ship. Seemingly to do something of some sort. Before eventually Carnum does spot you guys just off the side of the ship, walking up with your horses and such. He leans down over the railing and goes, "Well, if I ain't a buttered scone. You guys are early."
Was I able to see what the fuck that was on his shoulder?
With the natural 20?
Yeah.
We're early. We could have spent more time in Luma, and we left early.
Only by a day. Nothing too bad to be early.
Okay.
Better to be early than to be late.
I'd rather be late.
Well, that's just rude, isn't it?
I told you guys we could have spent another day there. Okay. This ship's looking kind of fancy.
Aye. With the treasure we found on that island of yours, made the trip worthwhile.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Real quick, that image of the sun, is that akin to like Palor's symbolage, or is it just basic
It
sun
just seems
motif?
like a figurehead.
Okay.
It's just pretty.
I didn't know if he found religion on that island or not.
A sun. Interesting.
Aye. Well, we were the silver sun before, but now we're the golden sun.
I see you found yourself a little friend too.
Look to you intrigued.
I'll just kind of point towards where he was talking at his shoulder. I'll mimic my...
Ah. Sharper eyes than you let on.
Yeah. When'd you get that?
I didn't get anything. Old friend.
Interesting.
You learn a lot with age. Come on board, don't be shy. Come sleep the night, we set sail in the morning.
So, Carnum, is
Aye?
this, functional or just pretty?
You'll find out in the morning.
I'm just concerned, you know, with our track record, if it can handle another dragon attack.
I think you'd be pleasantly surprised with the upgrades we've managed.
Okay.
They made it fireproof.
I've added my little touches here and there.
So,
Come on board, don't be shy.
nothing
All
else
right.
I wanted to add when I mentioned his thing. I'm gonna have Lily become visible. 'Cause I don't think he's seen
Okay.
her yet.
No, he's not.
I
No
told
one
the
on
group.
the crew has.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Doesn't
then
seem to react to it.
I'll have her go invisible again.
Onto the boat! Onto the boat!
So, as you guys get on top of the deck of the ship itself, and almost instantly the air on the ship itself feels slightly different. You're not exactly sure as to what reasoning that might be until you actually kind of visibly see that not only has the deck itself seemingly been reinforced in some way, shape, or form with plating that slightly covers some parts of the ship itself, but you also notice that the cannons themselves seem to be no longer mounted by a stationary position. They seem to now be mounted in a more rotational manner, so they are no longer locked to a singular angle, which they can fire.
They've learned.
So now we can see dragons. Got it.
Maybe,
Yeah.
unless they fly right on top of you.
Okay.
Regardless, upon getting on top of the deck of the ship, you do see that the crew themselves are also still hard at work getting things ready, and you can immediately see why it is Brozar was constantly yelling at Pest, wherein he's carrying just a literal bandolier just coated in nails and screws, while he just has a tool belt of hammers and almost like screwdriver-like tools, where he is just running around, literally seemingly at random, screwing in or nailing down boards even further than they already were. To which Brozar is almost constantly chasing him around, saying to stop doing that or to stop dropping his nails and screws everywhere. He stepped in about 10 of them already.
Poor dude.
Fucking Pest.
Make him step in 11.
Okay, so you have about a day's worth of repairs left, yes?
Less. We should be able to finish up by nightfall, which is in about an hour or two.
Alright. Well, I saw a shop back there I want to go take a look at, and, if you need to... Let us know when you're done. Just say something to your left shoulder. I'm gonna have Lily sit on his left shoulder.
Are you making her do stealthily or brazenly?
No.
What's Lily's AC?
I swear to God, I will shoot this motherfucker
This
myself.
motherfucker!
Okay.
I will help.
Disadvantage on the attack, but
Mhm.
15 AC.
Okay, then yeah, he definitely misses. You see him go instantly to like grab onto whatever's on his shoulder, and you at least are able to detect that Lily just flies out of the direction, not grabbed. You see him kind of like open his hand again and goes. He looks at you confused.
What the
Almost seems
fuck?
like he connects the two dots
Karna.
together. Can't be too careful. I've seen some things.
I just showed you her.
Aye. Doesn't mean that it wasn't yours.
I will shoot you next time, I swear to God. And I'm just gonna walk off the ship.
I'm gonna lean, follow Jack, and then like lean out and I'm like, you don't suppose we made him paranoid just by him traveling with us, do you?
He sounds like he's already paranoid.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm taking Lily with me, fuck him. He can wait.
So, as you two are going off to visit the antique shop, are the three of you staying to just kind of chill on the ship, or are you going with?
I wanna try and teach Frankie how to sing songs.
Wow,
sea
wow,
shanties.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Teach him the jingle bells.
Yes. No, you should definitely start with hot cross buns.
Wah,
Wow, wow, wow. That worked out too perfectly.
I fucking hate it.
So are you staying on the ship to teach him how to sing and annoy the entire crew in the meantime?
Yes.
Got it. Veril, are you staying to
I'm
help with this
totally gonna
endeavor?
come listen.
Really would just watch.
Vollmer, antique shop or ear rape?
I'm gonna. Wait, so you're going to a tea shop, right?
Antique
No,
shop.
antique.
Antique. Okay.
And then
I'm
maybe
gonna-
try to
I'm
find
gonna
a
go
tea
with-
shop.
I'm gonna go with them because antiques
Okay.
be interesting.
I feel like there's like a moment of hesitation and Vollmer kind of like, oh, it's not a tea shop. It's like, and then you start hearing the wah.
Oh
Just in the
no,
back,
I
it's
wanted to
like,
make sure I was hearing right when I heard antique.
Okay. So, as the three of you head off,
Is
Well-
Vivian gonna come with us to the antique shop?
you instantly see her kind of like, I'm just gonna chill here, and then she hears the first wah. I'm like, actually, you know what? I think I'm.
I'll
No, I
second
think it's a
thought.
better idea. Yeah,
Yeah, why do you think we're going?
fair enough. As you hear just another wah, wah, just in the back.
I'll just be like, have
You're
fun,
doing
Karnam.
wonderful, Frankie. Good job.
Yep, I'm just like, have
Really
fun,
quickly,
Karnam. And
Real quickly, for now, go ahead and give me an animal handling check.
oh my God.
I'm just curious. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so while the sound is piercing, at the very least, Fanoa seems to be conducting and kind of going director mode a little bit on this.
I'm waiting for Pest to
It
join
needs more
in.
cowbell.
Yeah, same.
Like, Pest is gonna show up next to Fano doing wah sounds.
One more time. So, as the four of you, with Vivian in tow, begin to make your way towards the antique shop itself, coming up to the shop, you do see that the windows themselves do have displayed items as well. There seem to be these strange little knickknacks that you could find in a grandmother's house, only they seem to have been very polished and well dusted off to be more presentable in a degree and not kept with the age look to it.
Before we go in,
Hmm?
I'm gonna kind of whisper to Jack and Volmer and say, "Hey, when do you guys want to pop detect magic before we
I-
walk in there?"
I was just about to say, as we were walking up, I would have been doing that.
Yeah, I'm
I
doing that.
would, but you know, explosions in the middle of the street don't sound like a good plan.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, with the both of you popping detect magic, let me.
Just in case, you know.
There are two very faint blips coming from the from inside the shop itself, alongside with a couple occasional other ones from citizens around who either look like they have some sort of magical protection or they have some sort of magical object in their possession, loose or otherwise.
Okay. Go ahead inside.
And walking inside the shop, you do get this almost instant waft of mustiness and age overcome, where there's this almost pungent smell of incense that was lit to hopefully cover up the smell and possibly is only making it that much worse.
Yeah,
When you do see two elderly handlers, being a man and woman. Currently, the woman taking care of reorganizing a couple of the knickknacks that seem to have gathered a little bit of dust on them. She's very carefully cleaning them off, while the man seems to be at the back of the counter working on a couple of paperwork, it seems like. Or upon entry, you do see the old lady does kind of wave you all and does kind of open up with a, "Oh, hello. Feel free to take a look around."
Thank you. Your shop's very interesting. You guys collect these yourselves, or get them from passing sailors and such?
From my husband's old adventures and connections, and his name still holds weight.
What's his name?
You immediately kind of see that he looks towards her and kind of like a, "Why'd you get me involved in this conversation?" kind of thing. Very much that gruff old man that no longer wants to associate with society. Garfell.
Wait. Out of game. Did you say Garfield?
Garfell.
His name's Garfield now, but do we recognize the name Garfell?
No. No, none of you have heard the name Garfell ever before.
Well, we don't even get to history on that? It's just
No, because that is not a name none of y'all would recognize. For certain
fair.
reasons.
Yeah, because yeah.
He's a fat cat who hates Mondays, yeah.
I hate you all.
I hate me too, don't know that.
Yeah. Can't hate me worse than I hate myself.
God, we all hate ourselves. It's perfect.
Alright. Okay. Interesting. And I'll kind of like peruse the shelves a little bit and just see what they have.
And it does have a couple of neat entries. There are a couple of what seem to be not antique weaponry so much as antique decoration. And what's easily spotted, especially to Volmer's eye for weaponry, is the fact that a lot of these were definitely not crafted with high quality steel, but in fact were crafted more with more gaudy aspects of it, with the metallic shine coated over what was probably copper at some point.
Okay.
And while the rest of all the knickknacks seem to be very bland in nature, there are occasionally these little items here and there that seem to have these inlays of platinum and other such effects to it, which, while they make them look pretty, because of how little is actually used on them, probably doesn't hold all that much value, if anything at all. However,
Okay.
with the two little blips of magic that you two would be able to detect, one of them does seem to be this not small tea kettle, but about a medium-sized tea kettle that has these very fine etchings and designs upon it that seem to be all mimicking natures and plants of some kind just all around it, while the other seems to be this small rod-like stick with a very tiny gem at the tip of it. It's only about that big, give or take.
Okay. This tea kettle here. What is this? It's very, very nice looking.
Oh, you don't want anything to do with that. That is... It has a curse behind it. Don't worry about it.
Curse?
See, now I'm just more intrigued.
Yeah.
Oh, you're those kinds of fellows?
She's like, oh, the weird ones. Got it. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, can Wilmer look for anything that's like a dragon statue or like a bird cage or something?
Go ahead and make an investigation check. You say dragon statue or birdcage?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. 'Cause I'm like, those are two different things, and I want to make sure I heard that right.
Is Wilmer getting a cage and a friend for Frankie?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
getting a
exactly.
no, yeah.
But she does follow up with Ashton saying like, "Oh well, it's said that any who partake in a cup from such an elegant design do not live to see the morning. Though it seems to be rather well worth it, depending on who you ask."
Huh. Um. Hmm. How much?
You instantly see the husband kind of perk up, kind of a like confused glance at the direct offer. 150.
How many people are going to buy a cursed item from you?
Looks at the lot of you. Adventurers. A lot of them.
Yeah, but even then, it's typical adventurers don't go for cursed objects for obvious reasons.
Give me a persuasion check.
Beat up being serious.
Jesus Christ, your rolls today are on fire.
I got a plus
I mean,
11
that's only
now.
a 13, but still.
Yeah.
Still.
Plus 11 is what really helps.
Yeah.
You immediately see just a 100. Take it or leave it.
75?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I mean, I feel like Jack has a point here for nobody's gonna buy it.
Yeah. That was a 3, but still. No one.
That's okay. You can't complain about a 3 when you get a 14 from it.
It's still a 14.
It's still 14.
I can't complain. That's all this
It's like
character's good
fucking-
at.
It's like fucking Liam in campaign 2 where he says like, I got a
Right?
2, but with everything it comes down to a 32. And it's like, god damn.
My fucking fencing instructor told me about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it like yeah. Listen, rogues with expertise
Rogues
and
are
unfailing
fucking
nature
bullshit.
is ridiculous.
Yes.
$90.
May I check one thing before we make this deal? I just need to cast
He
a spell.
just squints hard at you and just gestures the hand.
I'm gonna pull out 90 gold. Oh, the other hand, cast Identify on it.
Okay. It is a kettle of poison. Any drink brewed within it and drunk deals 5d6 poison damage.
I hand him the 90
Oh
gold.
shit.
Okay.
Perfect for assassinating
I
nobles.
can make poison tea.
I was thinking that, and oh look, if we ever need to go have a conversation with certain people's parents.
Oh yeah.
A lot of parents that need to be poisoned.
As you
What is
hand him
it with
the
this with the parents?
90 gold, you see him immediately open it
pretty
up and goes to
typical
count
D&D group.
every single gold that you handed off to him. He is very meticulous on every single one that you handed off. Before eventually looking to it and goes, get him a box. He goes, right away. And she goes off to get you like this neat little cardboard crafted box. It seems to be well suited for the size of the tea kettle itself before giving you like a nice little wrap with a ribbon on top and sliding it over on the counter.
Okay. I'm guessing I have to custom item this one.
You can or I can make it later.
Okay.
Your choice.
I'll have you make it easier that
Yep.
way.
Does this antique store have books?
It does. They're rather I wouldn't say decrepit, but you can tell that they've got their age on them and that not that many people have really read them or opened them often.
Ashford is going to peruse the books for anything that she thinks might interest Jack.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me an investigation check yourself. Meanwhile, Volmer, with a 20, you would be able to find this this palm-sized little dragon statue. Only in comparison to Frankie, while it isn't a simple like card figurine, it's actually the anatomy of a dragon. etched out in absolute fine detail, just in the size of the palm of your hand. And I would say with the research you've done on dragons beforehand, because I believe you got a good roll as well, you would know that it meant to be represent a gold dragon.
How much was this, out of curiosity? Jack, why? Why? Why?
The wife would speak up and kind of was like, "Oh, you could have that for 10 gold pieces. It's very finely done."
Sorry, I agreed to the price. Jack, why?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
hate you. I fucking
Oh
hate
god.
you.
I'm trying to do the cute shit of Fulmir and Vanilla, or Fulmir and Vanilla, and then you fucking say that.
Does Frankie even have a dick?
Is Frankie even a boy? Dragon
I'm gonna say
figurine?
again, unlike this one, Frankie was more so etched just to represent a black dragon, not to actually be a black dragon. So he's missing a lot of bits.
That's okay. He'll just try to put it in his mouth anyway.
I'm gonna slide over the 10 gold, and out of character, I'm gonna ignore whatever the hell Jack is.
She as well gets you a neat little box for the gold dragon little figurine.
Thank you.
And once again, wraps up with a very nice, gentle little bow. Meanwhile, Ashton looking at the books. None of them seem to be of clear interest except for one. And reason being is that they very much seem to be these, not fanatical books, but these very focused books. Like you're looking at ones like dedicated straight up to a god, or that are straight up dedicated to this one person's journal over these very basic and boring journeys. There is one book though that is just entitled the Farthest Tales, and upon just kind of looking at it and opening it, you do see that it seems to describe these little stories, these little fairy tales that, at least to your knowledge, you either haven't heard or you have heard the name of since you were a child and never really got any details on them. It does seem like these neat little things that, while not really offering any genuine information, seems like at least an interesting read to see what the children used to be told
Okay.
before shit went south.
How much for the book?
You can have that for 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
Was once mine, but memories are to be shared.
Fair enough.
I love this shop.
What's that last item? I'm gonna point it out and be like, what is that?
Oh, that was a a toy that my husband gave me. It was rather fun when we were younger days, but nowadays making people smile is more of a joy of our own.
How much?
15 gold if you'd like.
Okay, I'm not even gonna argue that one.
What the fuck?
Jack knows what it is.
Yep.
What?
I love that Jack knows what it is.
I have no idea what it is, and my mind
I'm
went
so
dirty
glad.
places.
I'm so
Nope.
glad.
Nope. I know exactly what this is.
And she gently wraps it in some thin paper, which once again she wraps with a nice little bow.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna look around. Are there any other like normal like tea sets or anything like that?
A normal what?
Like tea sets, anything?
There seems to be about 3 or 4 other ones that seem to have not exactly shown their age so much as they have these designs that you haven't seen in either a very long time or at all. Probably indicative of lost art or just forgotten art that has gone out of fashion.
It's uranium glass. We're gonna get radiation poisoning.
Okay. I'll grab one of those and ask her how much for this set.
Oh,
One of the lost art looking ones.
okay. You can have that for 12 gold pieces. It's very pretty. It's one of the collections of my husband.
Okay. Hand her 12 gold.
Okay.
We're getting fleeced here, but I don't care.
We are, for sure.
I'm having fun.
I don't know. I think we've gotten decent prices for what our items are.
I just paid 12 gold for a fucking tea set.
I just paid 5 gold for an old book of children's stories.
Yep.
That's silly. The book might be a bit overpriced. Wasn't the tea set fucking the poison one, or is that different tea?
No.
No, it's a different one.
He paid 90 for the poison one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a good price for a magic item.
I mean,
A magic item that might accidentally kill you.
yeah, just,
I mean, as long as you use it properly, you could just kill enemies with it.
Well, I mean, if you have to convince them.
yeah. It's something you use in a polite setting that you want to turn not so polite.
If anyone's doing political assassinations with a magic item, it's probably going to be Jack.
I mean, you too.
Mr.
Anarchist.
I can do it.
Yeah, we have 3 people in this group that would easily use that thing to assassinate someone.
Oh,
And an
100%.
NPC.
Yeah, and an NPC.
And
Vivian would
Vivian,
fucking do
yep.
it too.
Yeah. Who has, by the way, so far just been like perusing these odd little objects herself. While she has picked up and looked at something, she hasn't actually asked any questions over that.
I will look to her. Anything pique your interest?
Not really. Maybe I've been around expensive things too often. She kind of just puts a small little figurine doll back on the shelf.
You need more gold, Vivian? I got you if you want something.
Oh no, I have gold. And she just smirks at that.
Keep in mind, I gave her gold to buy a magical item, and she did not buy said magical
Ash
item.
trash.
Yeah.
Oh, you did 10 on insight? Yeah, no.
Uh-huh.
She seems rather confident in her words.
Alright.
Not sure what she means by it.
Yeah, she took Jack's gold and ran. 'Cause I gave her 500 or something like that.
Yeah. She has not said how much she used, and she has not given you your change.
Yep. No, she was supposed to go buy a fucking magical item and did not do it.
Nope.
Bought disguise kit instead.
I mean, she did a decent job using it.
I mean, that's fair, but yeah. Okay.
And
I doubt that.
Shit.
she's a lot of
I
things.
mean, she could be, but I doubt that.
She got clients that fast.
Jesus fuck.
We saw her. I would not be surprised.
I mean, yeah, she's fucking gorgeous.
She's really pretty.
Yeah, I mean, that is fair. But more than likely, she would sleep with someone and steal their money. Is what that would happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anything else of interest and or question to this little antique shop?
I'm gonna ask them if they know if there's a tea shop anywhere nearby.
Oh, no, dearie. The last tea shop closed about a decade ago.
Oh,
I miss
that's
it.
unfortunate.
Old Barbara died. The son didn't want to keep up the business.
Oh,
Well, that sucks.
Children nowadays just don't respect the old.
that's fair.
Shrugs like,
Meanwhile, half the party wants to kill their parents.
huh?
Totally
Yeah.
not throwing shade.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to kill my parents. I want to kill other people's parents.
Fair enough.
All of the other people's parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love my parents. Like, Jack's parents are amazing. Okay. Anything else interesting in this little town of your guys's?
If
What
you
city?
wish to check out the Fish Brook, we have a wonderful market. Otherwise, our quite small town of ours is not all that exciting that nowadays. Not since the calamity and all.
Uh, was it more exciting back before the calamity?
Indeed, we used to be a thriving city. And then everything got wiped out. But we rebuilt. It took around about 60 years, but we still stand.
Are these humans we're talking to?
Yes. Also, she just said it was 60 years ago.
Would Volmir
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
What?
Sorry, what, Vollmer?
Would we know what she's referring to by the calamity?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Jack and Ash would give me history checks. Vollmer would not know.
I see how it is.
Yeah, you foreign trash.
I clicked you, motherfucker. Go.
Damn.
Fucking hell!
Oh God.
That's a lot of history checks, and they only get worse and worse.
At least the first one wasn't too bad.
It was.
I'm sorry, they were not going through at all.
At first,
by twos.
at first, when she started talking about it, it kind of almost sounded like she was talking about the divergence. But when she more so specifies the 60 years ago,
60 years ago.
yeah, Jack and Ashton, you would both remember that as one of the lesser told tales due to the fact of the dragon's disappearances occurring as of recent years, where there was a dragon attack, unusual to be seen, of a green dragon that appeared almost suddenly in the northern side of Bezelok and wreaked havoc on that portion of the continent. Rumor has it that a group of adventurers managed to put the dragon down, but there was never a true confirmation on the slaying of the creature. At the end of the day, though, people were very aware that they've kind of all survived, so at some point, to some degree, that had to be some level of truth. Or else that dragon would still be here today.
So what you're saying is at some point there's a high chance we're going to meet a green dragon.
Or find a green dragon orb.
Mm-hmm.
Or find a green dragon's lair, which would be great loot.
It seemed to come out of nowhere, though, they said.
Reportedly, no one knows where it came from.
Are there any, like, swampy areas?
There is, to the southeastern end, southeastern end of Bezelok, which is why it's all the more confusing that it came out of the
Yeah.
north.
That is fucking weird. I'm trying. Any other, like, big events happen around that time here in the north? Or in the
60
south?
years ago? With a 24 that Jack would know, 60 years ago?
Yeah.
How old is Jack again? I'm drawing a blank.
About 22, 23-ish.
Yeah, he's just
He's a
spent
year
lot of
younger
time
than
studying.
Ashrin.
Yeah.
He just spent a lot of his time studying.
He literally spent, like, 2 years only reading
At
books.
least in correlation with that event, nothing that Jack has either researched or known about.
Yeah, nothing within, like,
just-
10 years of it or something like that. It's like...
Within 10 years, there were definitely a mess of things that were going on, but none of them seem to have any sort of connection
Yeah.
to a dragon suddenly appearing, like
Nothing-
a rebellion or other creatures kind of coming out of the woodworks. All
Okay.
things that happen, but a green dragon specifically, coming to the northern end of the continent is definitely the one blip that's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, because in my mind, I'm thinking either something drove it, if it came from the south, drove it from its place, which would have been a large enough event that it would be on record, or there was some, like, political thing going on that they might have tried, because dragons are
Not-
smart enough. Okay.
Not that Jack is aware of.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Worth the...
Worth the try.
Okay. Well, That's weird. It's very weird. A green dragon.
We never saw it coming.
That's interesting. And was it actually felled? Do you guys know?
You actually see the husband, kind of for the first time, actually put down whatever pen he's been using to scribe on things. I saw it with my own eyes.
Okay. Just because, is he telling the truth? Fuck.
14? Normally speaking, that'd be hard to tell, but you almost see this emptiness to the eyes that makes it all that much more easier to see through the man. And there's this serious dark tone to his voice that gives off that seems like he's not lying.
You see, you saw it.
That poor man has seen some shit.
Did you see it fall?
I've seen its corpse.
What happened to its corpse?
Where?
It was claimed by the land south of here, border of Korea and Gaboria. A forest lays where it lies now.
When you say the land claimed it, do you mean y'all left it there to rot, or the land literally sprung up and swallowed it whole?
I wouldn't know. I didn't kill it.
I kind of want to go.
The only thing that bugs me is that there were no reports of, or no confirmation of its death. You would think if you killed a green dragon, you would bring back something, and at that point in time, Jack's gonna reach into his bag and pull out a claw. And then put it back into his bag.
Ashrin will also reach into her bag and pull out a tooth.
Volmir pulls out a horn.
Pulls out a horn.
Where the hell are you hiding that?
No, I know. I'm saying. You got a claw, you got a tooth, and you got the horn.
It's just the fucking trope where they're like hiding weapons and like pull something really large.
Like, where'd you be keeping that? You don't want to know.
Right?
Prison pocket.
Yep. So nothing was brought back from this dragon.
Aye. We live, though. Tells you the whole tale.
I need to pull it.
Don't bother asking when you're still breathing.
Well, I would be in the side that does ask in case it ever comes back. You said Korea and Kaboria?
Mhm.
That's a lot.
And you do also know that there was a forest outlined in the map, that former house. That, as he literally says in description, is between Gaboria and Korea.
Yeah, that green circles that? Okay. Or oval. Okay. That's a long trip, though. Is that a typical habitat for green dragons? A forest?
A typical what?
Like, habitat for green dragons?
If a green dragon does not have swampland to claim, it may go to claim a forest if it's nearby enough and or like they are okay with it.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, though, they will definitely go after a swamp.
Yeah. I'm wondering, this is Jack just thinking to himself, is if maybe that thing actually is still alive in that forest. It just faked its own death because green dragons are smart as fuck.
Yeah, they're the smart ones.
Yeah.
They're
I don't
the
wanna fuck
villain
with it.
masterminds.
Yeah.
Like,
I
if
don't
you
wanna
have
fuck with
information- yeah.
Would he know that they could take human form?
He would know that there have been alleged rumors of a green dragon being able to take human form. However, these alleged rumors mostly are considered rumors because of the fact that there's never been a confirmation of it. People believe in it, though, because normally when they talk about it, it's usually because a kingdom fucking vanished.
Mhm.
And they're like, how does a kingdom vanish without a dragon attack? And they're talking about a dragon taking human form. Like, they never got confirmed reports of this, but they're all like, being, what other correlation do we have?
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Well, thanks for the history lesson. That was something to think about. I might need to make a trip down there sometime.
I wouldn't recommend it. That forest plays tricks on you.
Huh.
Even more of a reason to go.
I mean,
Famous last words.
was that forest there 60 years ago?
Nay. Grew with its death.
That's not normal.
Aye. Which is why in my younger years I went to investigate it. Before my bones gave out.
How quickly are we talking it grew? Like normal, fast, instant?
Decade.
Fuck, that's fast.
Aye.
Oh, I
I've
wanna...
seen things in those woods. Never made it to its center. Almost felt like it never wanted me in there in the first place.
You just gotta ask permission.
For what?
Never mind.
That's enough for a forced consent.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for consent before you enter
I
something.
mean, arguably, Vero might agree with us on that one.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. You say... What did you see in that forest? Any strange creatures?
Give me a persuasion check real quick. God, yeah, fucking rolls today.
17 plus 11.
He instantly kind of like shifts himself in a very much the manner you see that the old man's about to go on a rant stance.
Jack pulls up a chair.
Yeah.
Like a little kid waiting for Grandpa's story time.
I've seen man turn into a beast. Howls at night, growls in the distance. When man and beast combine into one. Not different, into one. Creatures that could rip your arm off at an eye. And ones that can blow your brain apart by a blink. I lost more than half my crew going in there.
Are we talking druids or werewolves?
I go with the latter.
Because
I ain't seen no druid howl at the moon.
Beryl, you know what to do.
Vero's not with us, are they?
Oh,
No,
fuck
They
Beryl's
stayed
issue.
they stayed with
They're
Manoa and
there to help
Frankie.
with- yeah. You stayed to watch Frankie singing.
Okay, I'm pointing
Yeah,
back towards where the
that's
ship
when
was.
you start with the music.
Hmm. Okay. Forest grew unnaturally quick. Man that turns into beast. This sounds very druidy to me.
I'd like to meet you, the druid who's defending a dragon's corpse.
I mean... Magical sustenance for the land?
They are tree huggers.
I mean... Nothing wrong with
Yet splinters.
that.
You do. Can confirm.
Ash, have you hugged a tree? Is that why you're confirming this?
Oh, 100%.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
I
also
hugged a
climbed through one.
I was gonna say, you have to hug a tree to climb it.
Well, I also climbed through like roots and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holes. Yeah, it was fun.
God, I really want to go out there now as a player. Fuck. That's like, what? 3 days travel to the forest?
We're talking like, because it's off main road, yes, 3 days travel.
Yeah.
If not 4, depending on if anything
We
happens
should
in between.
also pencil this in as something we want to explore eventually, but not right now.
So many things penciled into the journal.
We do. Our quest log is getting full.
I'm not kidding you. I have that much of notes in my tiny ass handwriting.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm behind because I'm still trying to catch up from like a couple sessions because I was
Episodes.
I was like so emotionally like I wasn't able
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
actually take notes, so like I'm going back and trying to watch and take notes.
Are you getting too emotional while watching to take notes again?
I cannot comment on that either way. I may or may not have cried again.
Yep.
So
Okay.
much stuff to explore, so little time.
Right?
Yeah, this is like, we're running into so many things that are like, okay, we gotta come back for this, we gotta come back
Yep.
for this, go back to that, go back to that, like...
It's like fucking Skyrim. Like, you're running
Literally.
around and-
You have like 54 different side quests. You're like, I want to do all of these.
See, I never was like that when I played Skyrim.
Oh,
I was technically the opposite, where every time I got a side quest, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna do that. And while I'm doing the side quest, I'm collecting more. And then I go, okay, next side quest in the list. All right, let's do that.
Right, and then you never finish the main
Yep.
quest then because
Yep.
side quests.
To this day, I have still yet to actually finish the main story of Skyrim because
Same.
of that reason.
I had to make
Same.
a second
You're
character.
joking, right?
Nope.
No.
I have never finished the main story of Skyrim. I have played
You
it for,
never
I
finished
want to
the
say, like 200 hours.
Hold
That's
on,
it?
I'm gonna pull up my Steam and check because I'm curious.
Mine's on PlayStation, so I can't check how many hours because that was before they logged hours on that shit.
I got over 5,000.
But yeah, no, I have never finished the main quest. I know for a fact it's when you fight Parthenax and you go to, like the, I don't know if they call it anything, the underworld or heaven, whatever. It's their version of Valhalla, and you have to kill
Yeah.
Parthenax again.
Yeah.
I
Alduin.
know that's the
No,
ending,
still
but
It's not
I've never done
Parthenax.
it.
It's not Parthenax. It's
Alduin.
Alduin.
Sorry, I'll do it. Sorry, yeah,
Alduin,
I'll do it.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry.
Parthenax is the good dragon that I have
Elfin.
done like 18 playthroughs and have never killed him once.
You have to refuse to kill
Yeah.
Parthenax. He's the
Yeah,
good
I
dragon.
remember. Yeah, I remember that there is a quest line entailed with killing Parthenax. I'm like, why would you ever do that?
Yeah.
Because
fuck
the
blades.
blades are stupid and we hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Hey, can I
Fucking-
see my pants for once?
I thought a minute ago fucking Fino was trying to put like a pair of underwear on Volmer's head or something.
No, she's trying to put a pair of cat ears on my head.
Yeah. And I was like, what the
Ears.
fuck?
Yes.
Okay.
She's trying
So,
to make them put on the cat ears.
add this to our list of things we need to look at, but we're going to be leaving by the end of the night.
Ooh, steampunk eyes.
Yeah.
I picked up goggles for my artificer in the other campaign.
Hell yeah.
They go clicky click.
So, Another location added to the journal. Anything else?
I think that's it. Yeah, I'm good. What about you guys? Bulmer?
Should we get dinner somewhere?
I wouldn't
mean,
mind trying my hand at cooking some more.
No, Vivian, we don't want to eat your food.
I'm learning, okay?
You can go cook for yourself, but I think since we're in town, we could go eat somewhere else.
You know, that's a fair deal. You want to get the other two that are currently seeing opera right now, or...
no.
Jack,
Mm,
do you want to invite them?
I don't know. Volmer, should we invite them or no? Hey, Volmer, I'm talking to you.
Sorry, no distraction. What's up?
Should we invite them?
to dinner?
Probably.
Fen and Veril, who are currently enjoying opera by Frankie.
Finoa would probably pump us if we didn't.
This is true. Although,
Yeah.
we could just bring them a to-go box.
What the hell is a to-go box?
I'm totally kidding.
It's like a bento box. It's too rich for your blood.
The fuck's a bento box?
My point exactly.
Do to-go boxes exist?
It's like fast food, so you go in.
You're too poor. Don't worry about this.
Yeah. Just class
Anywho.
shamed them.
No, should we invite them to come meet us somewhere?
I'll send Lily.
Okay.
I just offered to
You know
walk
what?
over.
I've found that older people know the best places to eat, especially when they've lived in a town for a very long time.
Oh, well, feel free to ask them.
Do you guys have any recommendations for dinner?
Oh, if you're looking for a nice restaurant, you got Sock Store, who will gladly make you a fresh homemade meal.
That sounds wonderful. Can you...
Space Internet!
Space Internet.
Space Internet, are you
I know,
fucking kidding
I
me?
know what you're asking for, and they will
Yeah.
very easily, she
Okay,
will very
thank
easily
you.
point you in the direction of Sock's Stool.
Fucking hell.
And Jack, you're sending Lily to gather the other two?
Yes.
And it's no issue whatsoever for you guys to arrive at the quaint little restaurant that very much seems to mimic a sit-in bar, where it's just a singular building where on the inside it's just this long line of seats, and just they're making the meals right in front of you, where the menu is about 6 or 7 options of items, but they seem to all be made in front of your face at that very instant. And it smells powerful, but also very nice and quaint, to which Lily is able to easily, although partially covering her ears maybe a little bit from the wah show going on, to bring along Finoa and Veril in order to invite them to dinner, wherein easily enough you all can eat for 5 silver if you so desire to mark it down. And it is, as described, a very homely meal. It doesn't taste like those noble family meals or restaurant meals you'd get, where they're all kind of like these very generic but well-tasting meals, but actually have this sense of pride and love attached to the actual meat and vegetables themselves.
See, Vivian, this is how they do it.
You're not wrong. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, can't shame her for at least trying to learn how to cook, though.
Beryl, a gold is 10 silver.
Yep, so if you want to mark down a gold, give yourself 5 silver. Makes it nice and easy. The day D&D Beyond adds that conversion naturally will be
Mm-hmm.
right?
Also, to answer your question, Fanoa, I've almost finished my Wolverine healing. Like, you can't even see it anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
I told you, I'm not fucking Luke Cage like Jack is, but I am Wolverine. That's why I said is like this scar right here, which I don't even think you can see it on this camera. Yeah, you can't see it on this camera. It's incredible that I have that scar at all.
Yeah. Alright. Well.
So, after having a nice dinner and possibly over talking about the current One Dragon show being put on by a Frankie, and maybe sharing some information about their newfound point of interest of the forest, you guys
Can I-
return to the
Can I see how much Frankie improved? Like during our
Give me
practice?
an intelligence or wisdom check for Frankie, your choice.
Here comes that one.
I'm waiting for it. Still gonna be the seagull from Little Mermaid. A 10?
Bad.
So Frankie controlling his voice is questionable. He doesn't have vocal cords. How he's even making a sound is already questionable as it is. When it comes to trying to get a vocal pattern going, he seems to be mostly just mimicking Finoa more than learning anything. But at the very least, he's understanding to a certain extent. He's like, oh, this is quote unquote singing. It's mimicking. It's like not perfect, but it's getting there. Also, I love that you have a wireless keyboard. I don't know why. No, you're good. You're fine interrupting. Perfect time to do that. Especially during just a know-nothing dinner.
Motherfucker. Okay. I'll be
So-
right back, guys.
Go for it. Are you guys making your way back to the ship after dinner, or are you going to find an inn for the night?
We'll head back to the ship in case they want to set off at night.
So. Oh, you want to set off at night?
In case they wanted to.
He said you guys can set off in the morning if you guys want to spend the day. You can ask him to set off tonight if you want to.
What do you guys think? Set off in the morning or set off at night?
The fetuses are not paying attention.
Like
I don't
always.
really care, but
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with leaving whenever, because it won't affect us too much, because if we leave at night, then they'll probably just be up there most of the night, and we'll be sleeping.
I love Jack's reaction of, hey, give me your opinions. We don't care. We don't care.
I mean, I'm not
Like-
saying... I'm saying it might
so
be better to
pretty
leave
much
at
cancel
night.
leave at night if that's what you want.
It
It's
might
like
be better
talking-
to leave at night, since we'll wake up and we'll already be a decent place there.
Yeah.
Okay. Dear God, I already dealt with this with in
I
real
think
life.
we should leave it up to Karnam and his crew. They might want to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Go back to the ship. Yeah, I'll go ask Cardinum.
All right, so when you go back to the ship, everyone gathers up top. And you do see that they are definitely finishing up. It seems like they're mostly just doing very final finishing touches here and there, where this time much clearer than before, with the small little figure just on his shoulder, sitting there prominently, seemingly not hiding for any reasons. Garnum does kind of look you with a slight grin, goes, I can set off if you want. Let them sleep when they're dead.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Same rooms as before, Karnam?
Aye. With a little extra, you'll find it more comfortable than ever.
I love it.
Do we know Carnum is a warlock?
No, you know he's an artificer.
Artificer. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait,
He
wait,
also
wait.
told you that the little friend was not his, it was somebody else's, one of his old friends.
One of his old friends. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just gonna look at it. Like, does it look similar to Lily?
It looks more detailed, if that makes any sense. Like yours is a deformed gummy bear, while whatever's on his shoulder seems to have more definition and detail to it. But it still looks
Less
amorphous to a
Tinkerbell.
human.
Less Tinkerbell, more humanoid.
Yeah.
Is that a homunculus?
You do see him kind of look at you with a very intrigued look. Surprised you know the name. Not many care for it.
That was actually meant out of game, but it
Oh,
fits
okay,
in
my
game
bad.
too, because like.
You know what? Make it intelligent. Let's see
Yeah.
if Jack knows what a homunculus even is. Because this is definitely far out of the realms of arcane learning. This is more towards golem and construct.
Yeah.
God
Jesus
damn
Christ!
it, Jack!
I are the smarts today.
Yeah, today is just Jack's day, is what it is. And I feel like that's probably where the interest came from, is the fact of golems and constructs, and kind of just came to the idea. And while information on it is super scarce, mostly because artificery is still something that a lot of people don't accept, only for the fact that it mingles arcane with construction, and a lot of people don't accept that, mostly the gnomes and the elves, for very obvious reasons. While the dwarves are the ones who mostly adopt it due to how innovative it becomes. So knowledge on homunculi are very sparse and far and few in between, but Jack has read on them for what little dwarven knowledge has spread out to it, so he does at least know the basic gist of what a homunculi is, what they're capable of, how are they made, and what an artificer can actually do to them is still totally in the realm of the unknown.
Okay.
Would Volmir know?
You know what? Yeah, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me too, because this could be something used for war, and you do come from a dwarf city, so.
And also, I'm assuming he knows a decent bit of that Artificer's Code's weapon.
I will say that he is aware of their existence. With an 11, though, it's never been something he's focused on, mostly because they don't seem to. They aren't linked to weaponry most of the time. They are mostly linked to helpers in most cases.
I'm gonna multi-class into Rogue just for expertise.
I mean, this is why I love playing high history and Arcana characters. It's so I can learn about the world of whatever I'm in. I love it.
Yeah, it makes it easy, especially when it's homebrew and it's just like there's so much bullshit the DM can pull on you, and it's like I want to know.
I just want to learn everything because I love the stories. I love what people
Yeah.
make. Yeah. Okay. So again,
Yeah.
Jack will then say in person, is
Yeah.
that homunculus? And okay.
And he would
Yeah.
express the surprise of that. He's even surprised you even know the name.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of light reading on him before. Interesting. I didn't know you could make one.
I got talents. I've learned my ways. I had to get my help somehow before these chuckle fucks came about my way. Says his pest literally falls over and you hear a scattering of nails and screws on the floor and goes, God damn it, you worthless piece of... I'm gonna collect them all, damn you.
Yeah, I think the homunculus might be a little bit more helpful.
When I make it grow a little bit bigger, I'll do that.
Interesting. What does it take to do that?
Lot of complicated things that are above your pay grade.
You'd be surprised.
Because you ain't getting paid.
Oh, fair enough. But you'd be surprised.
Dumb question, does that literally only take a gemstone that's like 50 gold pieces to make one of
It's
those?
100.
That's 100.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't make one. I wanted one. I can't make one yet in my game.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. Anyways. Yeah, let's set off tonight. Fuck it.
Alright then. Get yourselves ready, you lazy bones. We set off to sea once more. A week on the grounds wavered our sea legs. Let's regain them.
Also,
And as the,
also, if you guys are interested, There might be a green dragon in a forest 3 days inland, if you ever want to go see it.
I've had my fill of dragons.
It's
Slaying one
supposed to
and
be
coming
dead.
across another is not exactly one thing I want to adventure towards.
It's supposed to be already dead.
And there ain't nothing of excitement there for us, is there?
Treasure.
We're men of the sea, not of the land. That's your department.
I just want to see his reaction when we brought up another fucking
More dragons.
Yeah. Okay.
Off to your rooms. Enjoy your new hospitality.
Okay.
Okay, I need
Is
to
that
know what
actual
these
word,
rooms
or is
look
that,
like.
you missed
And as you arrive to the room itself, everyone give me perception checks or investigation check, your choice. Perception or investigation to see what it is Carnum has changed. There we fucking go, finally with Jack. It's all come circle. That's the karma.
That's a 1 and a 2. That makes it even better.
Oof. So, Ashrin's the only one who spots it. As you guys go into the room itself, and instantly, nothing is different. Absolutely nothing in the chamber has even changed. It seems like they've maybe cleaned up the covers. They puffed up the pillows a little more. And it isn't until a kind of moment, goddamn fan, a moment where Ashrin finds a little bit of disbelief in the fact that he lied in this situation. As you turn around and go for the door, you realize, oh hey, the doors now have locks.
The doors have locks now?
Took long enough.
Motherfucker. Okay, well, at least we have locks, I guess.
Yeah.
Still need to figure out where everyone's sleeping.
Yeah. I mean, I could leave Vivian in with you.
Why do I get the feeling that you don't like that idea?
There's no good ideas right now.
Oh no, I think there's some really good ideas right now.
I mean,
I assumed you'd sleep in your ring.
You can do
Probably.
that?
yeah. Why do you think there's a whole bed in there and stuff?
Is that where? How did you like?
I have no idea how you got in there.
How'd you get in
So
there?
what's it like in there, Vivian? Is it nice?
I mean, yeah, it didn't smell like sex. If that's what you're asking.
It didn't?
No.
No,
That's because Jack can't bring anybody else in there.
No, I can't. That's where I go to sleep usually. My ring sits on the floor, or wherever, and I go into the ring. And then after a certain amount of time, I pop back out with the ring attached to my hand. So hopefully no one has it in their pocket.
Good to know. Just smirks.
I mean, if you want to end up with ripped clothes,
I mean, you're the one thinking about it, not me.
lose. This whole situation for him. Yeah. Why do I not trust you with my ring now?
That is a smart move,
Fair enough.
which is also the dumb move. Which I don't think you have either or right now.
Okay. I think
She's
it's been...
probably more trustworthy with your ring than I am.
No, and you stop it. I'll tell you that now. Just, nope. Not your fault. None of that was your fault. Fucking
Yeah.
Castian.
Yeah, Jack, I mean, you say shit's not my fault, but it seems to be a lot of shit is my fault right now.
No, this is Castian and whoever fucking brought him back. Like,
Well, I mean, if I hadn't killed him in the first place, this wouldn't be a problem.
I think it still might. just instead of a dead Castian, but
I'm gonna go lock myself in the other room because I think I'm out of my depth here. Night. And she just goes over to the other side, the other room.
Oh,
fair enough. I would rather deal with the dead Castian than the live Castian, probably, if he was a magic user.
fair
Especially
enough, I suppose.
Especially if he's the apprentice to a fucking archmage. So, I think we're in a better boat now.
Why is there a
Figuratively.
word? Why is frog misspelled on your head?
It's a Ford.
It's not supposed to say frog, it's supposed to say something else.
Okay, fair enough.
I also have ween.
So confused.
Anywho, so
I say you guys can do the original sleeping arrangements. Just Vivian replaces Dalmar.
Fair enough.
would
Bold of you to assume I remember the original one.
Oh no, neither
I
do
know.
I.
I'm just trying to fast forward past it so y'all don't get awkward.
no, it's fine.
Wasn't the original
Vivian
plan...
wanna sleep in there with them?
Wasn't the original plan Ash and Fen share a bed? Jack goes in his ring and I meditate in the room. In the other room, Daryl and at the time it was Dalmar take the 2 beds.
I think the original plan was Fanoa was gonna go hang out with the crew.
He was sleeping at the foot of someone's bed.
I was, yeah, because I'm small.
It was Ash and Jack in the room because Jack can just pop into ring at the foot of the bed. Volmer just needs trance, so I believe he just tranced in the other room.
Yeah, I
While Dalmar and Veril took the bed, and Fanoa slept at the bed of Veril. At the foot of Veril. I
Yeah.
believe. Because I
Nope.
just remember
That
that it was
sounds right.
Ash and Jack alone in the room, and it was because Ash would get the bed like a princess, and Jack would be in the ring.
Yep. I know we had Fanoa in there at one point in time, but then Fanoa was roughhousing with everyone else, so they
Yes.
ended up sleeping in the other set of rooms.
I was put on timeout.
Mhm.
Because I think when we were separating up gold, I had or something. There was some weird thing where we had to lock the door. Yeah. Or try
Yeah,
to
we were
stop
counting
it.
out the money that we had
Yeah, I don't know if it
on
was
board.
before that or after. Either way, doesn't matter.
Either way,
Yeah.
that was the original sleeping arrangements. You can as well. Go ahead and just give me a dexterity check, Fen. So, as you all begin to kind of lay down for a rest, and there's a reason why Fen, unfortunately, is not getting far with her flower craft, and that's because upon you guys kind of getting all settled in, you get all your flowers laid out, and you start kind of like twine them all together, you start snapping a couple of them, only because you start feeling the shit just starting to lean and creak as you realize, oh yeah, they have to move us into the river before we actually set off. As you guys feel the ship jostling and moving around, as Fen, you have to pause before crying about how many flowers you just snapped on accident, being pushed and lifted onto the river itself. We all just feel just this very sudden jolt and crash of the ship itself sinking into the water and setting afloat at long last before you hear the yells and the cries of orders from Carnum up top to set down the sail slightly and partially begin to moving the ship through the riverbank itself to make journey without utterly ramming the hell out of the banks every 10 steps.
Can I go
Cool.
knock on like Jack and Ash's wall like really loudly and tell him to calm the fuck down?
There's a stairway between us, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
I'm gonna like go around and just knock on your wall from the outside. Yeah.
Not the door, the wall.
The wall. Okay.
Jack's gonna yell back, mind your own business.
So, Jack,
Yes.
I got you something while we were at the antique shop.
I did too. Turns around to his bag and holds out the tea set. The non-magical killy tea set.
The
Yep,
non-magical
okay.
killing tea set. Okay.
Okay.
I got you a book.
Nice, thank you. Look at it. Is it one I've read before?
Roll me a d20. Just roll me a d20. I'm curious as well. Yes, unfortunately.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've read this one before.
Make a deception check. Ashrin is none the wiser.
Okay.
Can Wilmir walk up to Finoa while she's making her flower crowns in the corner and
Uh-huh.
I
Cleaning
just-
up what little snap flower she has.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I got you something over your act as kind of a peace offering from you constantly trying to tackle me. And I'm gonna put the little box on the counter and kind of just walk back to the corner and try to like meditate and try to ignore what just happened.
Okay.
This is wonderfully awkward, and I'm living for it. This is
Wilmir
great.
doesn't do people.
Yep.
I like to
I
imagine
just
that
love.
crush on
I
Fen
think it's only
That's
emphasized that much more by Fenn's absolute cackling.
I'd like to imagine that Volmir has like a big ass crush on Fen, but he doesn't know how to express it because he doesn't do people.
We're laughing because Volmer's trying to give Fen a present and is doing it very awkwardly.
Try thinking when Volmer actually tried to ask out Fen. Probably it's the same thing.
Yeah, pretty. Actually, I asked him out on a whim.
I was too
he,
much of a bitch.
he tried to, and
I love it. That's great.
but yeah, no. Basically, he said, "Here, I got this as a peace offering for you constantly trying to tackle me," and then
Yeah.
walked away.
I like to think that Varyl's a little just in the corner, just going like, "Got this, Varyl. Go for it. You got it." Like the most quiet cheerleader ever.
Jesus Christ.
I gave the gift. That's more than I thought I was gonna do this session.
Yep.
So
So Fen, do you open your little box now, or do you wait to crush it before you open it?
Why would crush it? No.
Because it came from Volmer, your mortal enemy. The day you will one day you stab through the heart.
That's...
see, and now I'm like, do I go have a chat with Jack, like, so we're not on camera while they have their thing, or do I wait till they're done?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna open it up, and then I'm gonna tackle hug.
Aww.
See,
Guys,
still...
As Volmer is attempting to meditate, there is a briefest moment of panic and fear and like, fuck, peace is never an option, and it just turns into a hug rather than a full-on.
It's a half tackle into a
Yeah.
hug.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger back.
And
Okay.
look, he's sitting too, I'm assuming, so I'm not awkwardly sticking my
Yeah.
face in his crotch.
Dear God, the
There-
amount of
there-
crotches
There
Finoa
are
has
two kind
sniffed.
of love cycles going on right now.
Holy hell, dude.
And then there's Veryl just in the corner.
Yep.
I put Veryl with a tree.
Oh my god.
What would that be called? Plant file?
I don't know, but I'm willing to bet there's a fucking word for it since we live
There
in the
is
US of A.
absolutely-
I don't
Right,
wanna
I'm
look
looking
it up.
right now.
I don't
Why?
either.
No, don't do that.
I'll be put on the FBI watch list. I'll take the bullet.
Can we?
I'm looking it up.
Oh no. Oh no. Asher and Jack, go before we learn this word.
Oh god.
Don't even.
So, Jack.
Dendrophilic.
Ah. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Okay. Yes.
Have you heard from your patron recently?
Nope.
You instantly get a slight tingle of just headache sharpness.
Yep.
Oh.
He says nope and then immediately yep.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
I don't know. I just feel like she's mad at me, mad at you, mad at everybody, and it just things are not going well.
If she's gonna be mad at anyone, it's probably me.
I mean, I'm the one who let your ring get away.
Eh, the ring's not that important. It can be remade. Uh, yeah, she's not mad at you. In my mind, I'd be like, right?
No response.
She's literally just not talking to you. Fuck.
You know,
Worse.
like I said, if anything, she's probably mad at me, but it'd be fine. It'd be fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Red
I mean-
flag started. Death flag also started. Nah, we'll be good.
I don't know. I'm just feeling uneasy about going home.
Yeah, but on the bright side, you're gonna give your parents a nice little heart attack, which is absolutely amazing. Just picture their face when Silas and his wife show up.
Fair. Fair. It's just gonna be hard.
Yeah, I understand. But I mean, again, I think showing them who you are without them is oh so much fun and oh so important because you didn't need their name to make a name for yourself. You have plenty of people who accepted you for who you are and show them how wrong they were. You have all.
Fuck are you two doing?
You don't want to know.
I literally I'm trying to focus and they're just like right there.
We're
Vivian
doing
and
it.
Farrell are just watching just this weird mating ritual go on.
It.
Um,
Mm,
Anywho,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know, and then just all of this, everything's just so complicated. I don't know where anything stands right now. It's weird.
I don't either. Fucking fetuses. Oh. I honestly don't know either. It's. Everything is all fucked. And honestly, at this point in time, we just need to keep moving forward. I mean, shit'll work itself out. The fuck?
Hopeful. I hope so.
Speak. What are your concerns?
I I don't know. I just things were simple and then they weren't.
Yeah, sorry about that. I.
Trying not to pay attention to chat. Why do you guys gotta make it so hard every time we try to have a conversation?
Because it's funny.
And this is why I made the joke about the fucking dragon statue.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Vivian's nice, you know.
If you want us to
We had a chat
Yeah.
on our way here.
Jack has about 4 different emotions pass over his face. Of, yeah, I know, and then, no, she's not, and then, oh, fuck.
The literal stages of grief just all flow right through.
Yeah, what you talk about?
Not much. Just a little bit of you. A little bit of shit.
What do you mean, shit?
Pleasantries, I guess.
Ah, yes. Those can be very dull.
I think that she probably has not found her place in our group yet.
Yeah, that might take some time. Just, what do you think of her?
I think she's spunky, but there's something more there. I think she's kind of a lot like you in that regard. You guys have some pretty traumatic shit in your past.
I mean, everyone does. And, she is a firecracker. But she does have a softer side. When she's not
She
trying
does.
to show off.
She does.
Hence her sideways comments to me. I have no clue what to do with everything. I'm just trying to make it through the next day without having someone rip my head off. Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do?
Honestly, I want to be selfish. I want all 3 of you.
It's understandable.
I know you do not have much experience in relationships. Is that something you would do?
I
Thank
think.
you.
The fuck is happening? I was trying to ignore it.
I was too, and I accidentally looked over.
I'm sorry. If you want us to chill with the jokes, we can, but like, if you want us to stop.
I
No,
will
you're good.
just make jokes to him right now. Like,
It's fine. If it was really bothering me, I'd minimize the window.
Yeah.
We're just talking about your forger sexy as fuck is all we're saying.
I think at this point, Jack, I just want people who care about me. If I have to share, it's not a problem for me.
Well, you have a lot of people who care about you. Everyone in this group cares about you.
Yeah,
And,
it's strange.
I think that's what kind of drew me to both of them was just how much we all cared for each other. I don't know. Maybe it's in the future, maybe it's not. Who knows? But, I don't think I could ever fully make a decision until we find Alexander. I need to know if he's still alive.
When we get done with this astral shard bullshit, we'll go do that.
I
And
mean-
while I don't particularly want Fen to burn down my parents' house, I have a couple other people that we could do that to.
Ooh. That'd be fun.
You never know when someone might have an accidental fireball.
True. And if we want to go more polite, Jack pulls out the other kettle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I
To
am
whom it may concern.
fully behind you. When we get done with this, we will go find him.
I mean, unless we get more prying, calamity shit coming up, I guess, with he pulls out the fucking string, like.
Yeah. Well, eventually, we will find out.
It's kind of why I've been looking for something that would let me scry on him. And I don't trust myself to try to go to his father again, because if I go anywhere near that house, I will kill that man.
I'll do it with you.
Yeah. Actually, I need to take a look at my... Did I have that? I don't actually, okay. Yeah. He's on my list, but, yeah. I appreciate the help, though. I know Volmer would probably blow up his house, too. That'd be funny. Fanoa definitely would stab him.
Yes.
I wonder if I can convince Varel to turn into a bear and start eating him.
Probably. What the fuck?
I imagine we hear a loud thump from the other room as Fanoa, like, hugs Volmer.
Dump the tape on her head.
Jack's gonna walk out of the room, bang on the door, on the wall. Quiet down in there.
We're busy having our own fun in here, thank you.
Again, keep it quiet.
You too, then.
Blasting fireball.
I love how like they're like fucking wrestling in there, and they come and tell us to keep it down, and we're just having like a quiet conversation.
It was because the ship was moving.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry about that.
I just want to say, none of you fuckers noticed. There's this big old bag of tape here, and I fucking
I-
dumped it on her head.
I noticed. I didn't comment on it.
I was trying not to pay attention to what you were doing.
Yeah, I dumped
I
it on
was
her head.
talking to Jack.
This is what happens when we try to turn off the camera and then get told we're being more suspicious.
Oh, because you are.
Anyways, continue with your emotional moment, you will.
Oh, fucking Volmer. Yep, that. Yeah, I think that was it. Unless. Fucking vanilla. Polyash shark. God.
So,
Oops.
Jack,
Yeah.
I know the bed is small, but I don't want to be alone tonight.
Jack gets up, locks the door,
Yay, snuggles!
and crawls in bed.
All right. So, unless anybody else would like to do anything for the rest of the night. I would love it. Just Beryl, you missed a lot. That's all I need to say. You missed a lot. We're gone for so little, but you missed a lot. That's all you need to know. So everyone lays down for their night of rest upon the riverbank, wherein very shortly after, not too long, a couple hours in, begin to hit the actual ocean itself, where you once again hear the cries of Karnam instructing the crew to open the sail fully so they can finally set off to the sea's wind itself. And journey around the coast itself is very calm and lazy in a lot of cases, where eventually you just hear him let them be and let the sails go as they will, with very little danger occurring across the actual ocean itself around the very defensive Beeslock. The sailing itself is very simple, very quaint, and very calming. It's been a while since you guys have just been able to know for a fact that you guys have 3 days of just relaxation, no worry, no nothing. And while there's a lot on each of your minds one way or another, there's kind of the sense of, for these next 3 days, we can't do anything. We're on a ship, we're cruising, we are perusing. And while the 3 days pass by rather quickly, unless anybody wants to do anything in those 3 days.
Can I finally remember to resummon my goddamn familiar?
Yes, you can. It's too bad you don't have a brazier.
Can we play tag with the
No,
familiar?
I still have the first time, don't I?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm trying to get you to be pissed off again. But yes, you can easily ask that. Also, I'm just gonna bring it up because I've had it in my head this entire time. Are you ever gonna ask Crescent his favorite flower?
Thanks for reminding me.
It's been like 6 days and like 4 sessions.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna ask Crescent. Crescent, if you don't mind me asking, I have a weird question for a friend. What's your favorite flower? Visibly, he's probably sitting in a corner when he's doing this. Is like,
Kind of really like, I can't
What
believe I
am I
have to
doing?
ask this question.
what am I doing?
I quite enjoyed the blue roses back in the day.
I love how he had an answer. It's so cute.
Saying that.
Kitty.
Keep that in mind. Thank you.
Now, take note, Volmer. Number one, blue roses are not natural. And number
Yes,
two,
they
the
are.
way he's... Blue roses are not natural.
I thought they existed, don't they?
They are chemically created, but they are not natural.
Huh, I didn't know that.
I believe blue is the only color a rose cannot come in naturally, I believe. I researched this when I made this up, okay? That's why I'm kind of like, ask the
Okay.
question so I can do this, because I did this for a reason.
I don't know shit about flowers. I just
I know.
rose to be purple, so I assumed they could be blue.
But yeah, you would know that blue flowers, or blue roses specifically, are not natural. And from the way he talks about it, he's talking about them as if they were to naturally grow, especially when he says he's not a magic person. He's not talking about someone magically changing a rose into a blue one. He's talking about a legitimate blue rose.
I'm about to give Fano a whole ass quest, okay? Also, my familiar's gonna be an owl this time.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing during the break.
All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to do for 3 days?
I'm gonna spend a large portion of that time trying to study the Aquan.
Go ahead and give me 3 intelligence checks.
1, a 2,
Goddamn.
and a 3.
Goddamn. Okay. And it is very fitting. Now that the whole stress of we don't have to worry about any of the situation going on, we have 3 days of relaxation. It really hits instantly. Fanoa, go ahead and give me an intelligence check whenever you get a chance there, real quick. The first day is that day of relaxation, that sense of I can focus on this and not care about possibly getting stabbed in my bed. Okay, maybe I should because Vivian's here, but that might be a good kind of stabbing.
Or a bad one. It's 50-50 with her.
But that day, a lot of progress is made. And slowly as the days go on, and you start to realize that learning the alphabet, while extremely useful, and how the words that you have translation are getting more and more complicated, and it's starting to kind of start hitting where you can keep learning this, but self-learning is starting to get on that difficult end, and it does easily show with as your rolls get lower and lower. So essentially now it's to the point where you're like, I know Aquan, and it's actually like you only know like 4 or 5 phrases cleanly.
Okay.
Basically the average anime weeb saying, I know Japanese, and they only know like the most common phrases.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Fenoa, unfortunately, Blue Roses, that's out of your wheelhouse.
I'm gonna look for books now.
You also have a druid.
Yeah, I had Jack. Can I ask Veryl?
Can?
Veryl!
Hi.
Do you know about Blue Roses?
Let's find out.
Give me a
What do I
nature
roll?
check with advantage.
I still don't know why I have a +1.
Very nice. With the 19, and in your knowledge of nature, while Blue Roses and you're trying to pick whatever intelligence you have still memorized to you, you never heard of a blue rose growing naturally, but thinking about it more and more, there's almost this remembering story, this another one of those fairy tales your parents once used to tell you that were meant to scare you off of nature, but in the end only pushed you further towards it. Only when you think about Blue Rose, it wasn't so much the flower, it was the place. Castle Blue Rose. That's the most that you can kind of get clean to your head.
Well, I don't really know about, a natural growing blue rose. The only thing that really sticks, I know there's like a castle or something like that, a place called Blue Rose, but that's about it.
All right, thank you. We're gonna have adventures time list. Yeah. Okay. Can I go ask Jack if he has any flower books?
Watch fucking Castle Blue Rose somehow be related to Veryl's fucking backstory.
See, that's-
It's kind of like an oil painting where you can see the figure and you can see like the colors, but remembering the actual details, the face, the body.
It's an
It's hard.
impressionist painting. It's kind of blurry.
Yeah. The focus is offset. They're a really shitty cameraman.
That sucks.
Jack, do you have any books on flowers in particular?
I honestly think he probably would if they are like rare or exotic, something that's not normal, yes, but not any like normal flowers that you'd find anywhere else. So something from the Feywild, hell yes, he'd probably have a book on something like that. But yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a d20 then.
Oops, wrong button. That one. And that one.
14. Even though you have collected on a bunch of these rare flowers in these unique instances, maybe some that are actually like arcanely useful, when you try to think back on it, there's one mention of a blue rose amongst in there somewhere, and using your teleportation once a day, easily enough to do on the first day if anything, popping in and searching through all your books and trying to find where was that one book, that mention of blue rose somewhere, and you eventually find it amongst all of them in a medicinal one where it doesn't have any actual information on where to find it, but it says that blue roses are known for their medical application. They are known as a cure-all, some sort of substitute for almost any disease whatsoever. However, research on it could never really be confirmed solely for the fact that no one knows where these grow. It's supposedly this cure-all flower, but at the end of the day, reports are all rumors and myth, and no one actually managed to confirm this because no one managed to grow one or find the place which they grow.
Okay, I'm gonna make a copy of all that information.
Mhm.
Pop out. I'm gonna hand it to Fanoa.
So it's like a philosopher's stone flower, basically.
Relatively speaking.
Thank you, I appreciate this. And then I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to the room and I'm gonna look at it. And I'm gonna think about my flower.
Your new flower hunt. I love how everyone has these like incredible goals, and Finoa's just, I need to find a flower.
I think Ashton's probably gonna spend a lot of the days sitting up on the deck, just kind of watching the ocean and just maybe writing in her journal a little bit,
Okay.
contemplating what is coming next.
As a question for you, are you going to try and release your chaotic energy, or are you going to keep it where it's at right now? Because I believe it's at a 5 right now.
It's at 3 right now.
Okay.
Which I'm not feeling too stressed out about that.
Okay, just asking. So, unless anybody else wants to do anything for 3 days worth of travel, Veryl's just chilling as per usual. As those 3 days pass by very leisurely and calmly, eventually comes on the 3rd day, very early in the morning, when you guys hear the cry and yell of the Overwatch. I forgot the name of the thing up top there.
Crow's Nest.
Crow's Nest. Thank you so much. The Crow's Nest
I got you.
calling out for land to be spotted in the distance, where you see the port coming up, and this is a bit of a overwhelming sensation for Ashrin to see this port after 3 years of departing from this continent and seeing it once more, where you see the busy ships all just lined up against the actual coast itself, where you see the well-organized of the smaller ships all separate from the larger ships to avoid any sort of crashing. You see the men all working in unison. You see several foremen and crews of the captains all yelling at one another, all these in friendly interactions, these almost harsh interactions between some other ones about bitter rivalries. They never really break out into full-on fights. Sometimes they do, but it's just always throwing shade at one another. And even seeing the walled-off section of the centerfold of the city itself just prominent as always, with the amount of buildings and scattered people, all different dress and wear, just reminds you of the time before it all kind of faded into the horizon that one last time. And beginning to pull into the actual dock itself, whereas you remember and recall, there comes out 2 separate ships, almost like these separate little ferry ships that come to greet Carnum and to tell him where it is he is to dock in order to keep an organization going on with everybody else around the docks themselves, wherein you guys, given your ship size, would be pointed towards the southern port. You guys are just big enough to fit in that section of the town, wherein I'm going to slap you guys on the map.
Oh shit.
That's a
And you
big
remember the
huge-
southern port is, like I said, the smaller port end of things, where the medium to small ships are all sent over that direction, as they don't usually carry that much cargo, or if they do carry cargo, it usually is something that they can depart off very quickly and very easily. And as the docks begin to close in closer and closer, you start hearing the actual words of the people, each of them yelling at one another, each trying to yell over each other orders and things that they need done. As you eventually feel the slight jolt ship finally come to a stop, as they drop, wherein you hear the sounds of Carnum and the rest of the crew all kind of gathering up at the beginning, or at the deck and the ramp. That's the name that I was looking for. I'm dumb. And
You
you
having a rough day today.
I'm having a very terrible day today. Jack stole all my energy.
Oh no.
I don't know about that.
As you see one elven figure seemingly holding a folder of some kind in their arm with a quill at the ready. That Karnam kind of looks at you all and goes, "We've been waiting here for a while. Can't last too long, these snooty types over here. I'm sure you guys can get your business done with a couple days, eh?"
Uh, yeah,
I'll
a couple
take that
days.
as a no.
Yeah.
3 to 5.
I'll be circling the coast. Find me when you're ready by your little friend, pointing at Jack. And we'll pull in dock.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That works.
Oh, off you go. I got some snoots to deal with.
Yeah, give him hell.
Always will.
Start heading
As
off.
you guys step off of the ship itself and instantly are just almost swarmed by the absolute sea of people on the dock itself. Each of them either carrying some sort of heavy material, or each of them in a busy work to get to one ship or another. It's hard to not even get bumped left and right by all the shoulders that are going around. Even shorter ones of stout halflings and gnomes and even some dwarves here and there. Just all just rushing and milling around as you enter the city proper, to which there is this almost heavy feeling, Ashrin, to kind of, while you've been in towns like this already a couple times, even with this party, there's just something homecoming about remembering these people, and even though your reputation might not have been left incredibly well with them, can't help but feel at home a little bit, especially here at the docks.
I'm home, but like, it's uneasy. I don't like
Yeah.
it.
It's kind of like I shouldn't feel like this after everything, but just can't forget it.
Jack's gonna give you kind of a little shoulder bump.
Well, I suppose, unless anyone wants to do anything in town, we should head out.
I say first order of business. Let's go piss off your parents. Second order of business.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Then we go find a place to stay.
Invest some nobles.
Remember what we said?
Vanilla? Vanilla?
Yeah.
Please don't.
What am I don'ting?
Silence.
I'll hold off for now just 'cause you're sad.
We need to do. We need to have this party first. We'll see how it goes.
And then after.
Maybe.
I'll help make sure she doesn't break anything.
If we need to be subtle about it, Jack pulls out the kettle.
Put it away.
I mean, if we have to be subtle about something, and you see Vivian kind of like just tossing up a coin purse, I'm pretty good with my hands. Just smirks.
Jack instantly checks
Vivian?
his coin purse.
What'd you
Jack-
say, Jack?
Jack instantly checks his coin purse.
You are missing 600 gold pieces.
This bitch.
Give it back.
I was wondering when you'd notice. I didn't think I had to make it that obvious. She tosses it to you.
See, now I'm checking my goddamn pocket.
Yeah, I want to check my purse too.
Oh, me too. Didn't we share a room with her?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, one sec.
I freely give you gold,
I love
which
how
you have...
everybody checking gold. Or
Oh,
money.
100%.
I freely gave you gold, and you're just gonna steal from me?
I wasn't actually going to spend it. Until I needed something to spend it on.
Are you just Is this how it's gonna go? You're just gonna steal our money slowly and then leave?
Oh, no. I just did it for fun. By the way, Fanoa, you are missing your mirror. Your steel
Eh?
mirror.
What mirror?
Yeah. You have a steel mirror. Well, now you don't have a steel mirror, but you do have
I
you used to
have
have
a
a steel
mirror.
mirror.
So in other words,
I don't even know, but so it doesn't matter.
That was different when you started.
Veryl, you are missing the flower that you picked.
Am I missing anything?
Vomer, you are missing. Let me double check which one you're missing. Yeah, you are missing the crystal used as an arcane focus.
Okay, Boromir would have noticed that sooner, I think.
You would have,
What?
if it wasn't for the fact she very gently did it while you were trancing. And you haven't cast a spell this whole time.
Oh fuck.
Still, I feel like you'd notice that your focus was missing, like, just in general. Because, like, you keep track of that, it's important.
If you have to go cast a spell, yeah.
Am I missing anything?
it'd be like your car key is going missing after not leaving the house for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where's my crystal? I'm just gonna turn to her.
She tosses it to you in the moment that you say it. It was like, you all really need to pay more attention to your stuff.
Fen's just vibing.
You know, most
Oh.
people don't have to worry about their allies stealing from them.
Ashrin, as you're looking through your stuff, she actually kind of like just taps you on the shoulder with a book. Goes, that's a pretty good read. Not as hard as I thought it'd be.
Oh, well, you want the other one?
I'm down.
I hand her one of the spicier ones.
Friendship! No, Mom!
See,
Just don't dog-ear the pages. Okay?
She just winks at you. So Veryl's not asking for the flower, and Fen doesn't care about her mirror?
Fen doesn't notice the mirror.
Okay.
we do keep a good track of our stuff. We just don't expect our allies and our friends and more stealing from us.
I didn't steal. I gave it back.
Swear
If
to
you
God.
kill someone then revive them, you still killed them.
Well, no, because they're still alive.
No, don't tell him that. Then he'll think it's okay.
Is that a problem?
That's just rude. Like, that's just straight up rude.
That took me a second out of game. That was good. That
Don't
was
tell
good.
him that. He'll think it's okay.
That was just also. You gotta worry about that with Fanoa more than me.
That was some good shade. I like that one. Fuck.
Ashrin is the queen of shade.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Everyone feeling a little bit better now? Shall we go?
No violence. Got it?
Got it. She twirls her fingers.
Stealing is fine though. Just don't get caught.
Me and Vomer will try and keep track of Fen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright, DM, which way is home?
It is westward. That western main road over there, keep going.
Which road here? This one?
Yep.
Okay.
Which Ash
Alright.
will very easily know.
I lead them through the city and down the path.
And as you guys begin to travel through the city itself, and very much seeing that, as Ashton described prior, and as Jack knows as well, being part of the continent, that this is the port town. Compared to other port towns that you guys have seen, this place absolutely adapts every single heritage that comes through here within some section of the city. They have all sorts of items and markets and everything just spread about. If there's anything in the world that comes through here, some of it has been left behind here at some point. It's left its mark, or it's actually ingrained itself into the city. And being led through this chaotic, almost bizarre atmosphere of wide colors and differentials all around. And yet still feeling a bit of the odd side as the mass amount of race is all human more than anything. which feels a bit strange given the environment and having come from Borisland, where these kinds of environments would be a mess of everything. Heading off the main road would be very simple and very easy. Also, I'm also gonna think it's very simple. You guys took the horses with you on the ship.
I mean,
Yeah.
was there room on the ship for the horses?
Yes,
Don't
it just would have been a difficult
Say
travel.
we took them.
Yes, yes. I just wanted to make it simple.
Okay.
And as you guys travel along the road itself, which is barely less than half of a day, but even on horseback, that's still a semi decent length away from the city itself. Wherein traveling to the green lens of the land itself, eventually hitting up a very thin forest. Hard to call it even a forest given how much space between it there is, in a very heavy plain-like location where you see several other mansion-like buildings all around, but they are very separated, almost like they really admire their privacy and their space from one another. Before eventually, at some point, Ashton begins to slow in her stride on her horse, recognizing the landscape, recognizing the roads, and eventually recognizing the large homestead of red and gray coloration that has these very detailed designs to the windows themselves that make you almost think that they're chapel-like in nature, except for the fact that they don't depict anything of virtue or of religion, but instead simply depict seemingly a familial history of some kind, of trade, of items, and all these sorts of paraphernalia that would be tied into one's family more than one's religion. And even so, seeing that, while a lot of the other houses kind of had a very not closed off area, but they had these smaller fences that had only bars, while Ashton's homestead seems to have an actual brick wall to it, actually encompassing the premises itself, wherein you do see that there are occasional little guard tower posts around. While there doesn't seem to be anybody actually posted to them specifically, there do seem to be 4 guards in particular at the actual main entrance. That seems to be well guarded. And even spotting past the main entrance without an issue, while the gate itself is not a solid gate, it is barred. You can see within to see the glorious line of garden flowers, just all decorated and placed in a very meticulous nature. Even so much as so as seeing some fellow maids and the like all taking care of the flowers themselves. As Ashrin is welcomed home, or at least at a distance, sees it once more.
My home, everybody.
Yeah. It's nice.
Wow.
It's not.
Oh, I know. That's why we're
I-
gonna steal as much as we can.
Just,
The thought of walking past that brick wall and going inside is too much. Ashrin does not want to, but she knows that that she has to. So
Jeff's gonna push you forward.
I'm on a fucking horse, dude.
You slot the back of your.
Do I recognize any of the guards? Do I know any of them?
You do recognize one of them at the front, one of the 4.
Is it one who would know who I am?
You would hope so. You never really introduced yourself to them, but you would hope that at least having walked past them or having seen them at some point, they have at least seen you.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna ride up to the gate.
And as you guys ride to the gate, and there's no coverage. They very easily see you guys coming, and they don't seem to show any sense of hostility or readiness of any kind upon you guys approaching. But once you actually come up to the gate itself, and you guys give a pause, you do see one of the guards, not the one that you recognize, walks up and goes, "State your business."
I'm coming to see my parents.
There's a very long, lingering pause in the air, but you do eventually see the guard that you recognize kind of walks up to him and whispers something in his ear. You see a pausing moment before he goes, "If I may ask, what is your name?"
Ashrin Sylphina.
You immediately see the other two guards that have never seen you behind you kind of instantly look at each other, very confused at the statement. And he looks back at the guard that whispered to him, and he just nods gently, but like cautiously. "Would you like us to announce your arrival, Miss Sylphina?"
No, it's fine. I'll do it myself.
"Very well." He gestures to the other two. "Open the gates." The princess has returned. As all three of them kind of agreeably, awkwardly kind of like bow slightly to the title, kind of like in agreement of like, we don't know what to call this situation, before two of them
It's
begin
a
to open the gate
clusterfuck.
wide.
That's what it is.
It's
You're gonna start
Yes.
circulating the rumor mill literally the next day.
They're like literally leaving their post behind us, running and telling people. I'm just gonna ride the horse into where the stable's at.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know where it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna basically just barge in, front doors.
Okay. So, as
This is great.
so you know that there is an entrance off of the stables as well, because it's on the the side
you know
of the
what?
house.
Let's take the back entrance. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Giggity.
So,
Shut up.
as you go to drop them off at the stables, and you do recognize a couple of stable hands, mostly just because you spent a bit of time there, petting the horses. After all, it's one of the biggest chances of wildlife you ever get to really meet at the homestead. And when you drop off your horses, they do kind of look at you kind of inquisitively over not only you returning with a horse, but then the rest of your crew all along. And they knew better than to ask any general questions, but you do see about two or three of them did properly address you and bow slightly with "Milady," and kind of like allowed you to go on, while a bunch of the other ones are like looking questioningly before you immediately see the huddle of the rumor mill beginning amongst them all. Like, "She's returned home. The daughter's returned home. Is that the daughter?" It's like all these whispers going on that are not really being whispered, despite they think it is. God fucking damn it, Vollmer. As you go in through the side door, where you fully remember that doesn't usually stay locked, especially during the day, once there are handlers on the outside, before walking through the mingling of halls and occasionally seeing the odd maid or butler along the way. As you walk through the halls themselves, while echoing with footsteps of the rest of you, and a mingling of memories always flowing at every step that you take. Are you heading towards the main foyer? You heading towards the kitchen? Where are you going?
What time of day is it?
It's like 11 in the morning. It's not that long.
So, would I know? I am assuming that my parents have a pretty like regular schedule that they stick to keep manage
Very much
things and
so.
that stuff. So, where would they typically be at 11 in the
At the
morning?
very least, at 11 o'clock, that's usually when lunch is starting to be prepared. Go ahead and make an investigation check, Jack. You know that lunch is starting to kind of be prepared for them to make their way up here to have their meal. But in the meantime, at least your mother, and more than anything, is usually not locked up, but like in her casual spot in the library or in her study, taking care of a little business she has to take care of, while your father himself is either in a meeting or currently taking care of other business, either within the city and probably making his way back, or is leisurely taking care of other things within the the home itself.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Jack, for the most part, the smallest thing is you're talking like 2 fist size, so not the small that you're exactly looking for yet.
Who wants to go crash a meeting?
Fuck. This is so hard.
Yeah, it is, huh?
I think. Like, part of me wants to confront my dad first and, like, deal with that shit. But part of me also wants to go see my mom, but I'm, like, equally pissed at her, too. Like, it's just hard.
Could we tell they're both at home?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go hang out in the kitchen till lunch is ready.
Okay.
Or. No, because the rumor mill is already starting. And that's gonna get through before I get there. So I'm gonna go to the library. You guys are welcome to stay in the kitchen if you would like.
This is gonna be interesting.
So Jack is not staying in the kitchen. Is everybody else not staying in the kitchen?
I'm kind of just gonna follow Ash for emotional support, and also just in case shit for some reason hits the fan.
Okay, so y'all are all drifting towards the kitchen.
The shit hits the
Or
fan,
sorry, the
i.e.
library.
Ashton has an emotional breakdown and blows up the library.
Was more thinking parents decide to be bitches and try to get guards to kick you out.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. It's fine.
Vivian does kind of speak up and goes like, I'll stick in the kitchen.
Alright,
and
help yourself to food.
Any other room I find myself in, with a wink.
Oh fuck, she's gonna find my bedroom.
Jack's gonna kind of like roll a
What
gold
you
coin
do?
through his fingers. Find something good.
You know I always do.
God damn it, guys.
I told you.
It's okay, we got you.
You said it was okay to steal out of game.
Well,
Can I
Yeah.
steal something?
Okay,
I like how Vanille's just
Hey,
stealing-
Vanilla, maybe
Vanilla.
leave it up to them. They're sneakier.
Wow. I want to steal something. Then.
Vanilla.
Can I steal a paperclip? How about that?
Along your path here, there have not been any paper clips for you two, Jack.
Just
I'm sure there's lots of nice floral arrangements that you could steal, though.
Okay, I agree to your terms.
keep an eye out for blue roses.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Is that like blue waffles?
Oh god.
No! Don't!
No.
They are pure! They are pure!
What?
Nothing.
Don't
No.
worry about
No.
it.
We are not
No.
pure.
Don't worry
No,
about
he
it.
doesn't
Saying
know
that
what that is.
you're
No.
Nope. Nope, you guys are pure. Nope, you guys are pure.
I'm not
Okay.
sure though.
I know.
Moving
exactly
on towards the library.
Anyway, to the library.
So, as the group itself begins to make their way towards the library at Ashran's behest, as you're making your way there, eventually you do have to cross into the main foyer to get to the opposite side of the wing, which is where the library is kept. And there you actually do cross a very familiar face, one who 100% recognized you, and that being the head butler of the estate, Volden. Who...
Volden.
Volden. Who,
Okay.
upon being in the main foyer, seems to have been waiting at the actual main door itself, seemingly having already been alerted to your entrance by some degree. But upon you coming out of the eastern wing of the household, rather than from the front door or knocking on there, you do see him look at you with a bit of surprise before instantly wiping into more professionalism. Lady Ashran, it's good to see you once more. I hope your travels were successful.
So has Volden been like decent to me?
Yes,
He
he
hasn't,
is
like,
one of the
been-
few. He's one of the few that actually like express like no bias towards what Ashran was.
Okay.
Like you were the daughter of the house. He treated you as such.
Okay. My travels. I mean, what were you told I was doing?
I was told what the rest of us were. That you were to depart from home, to grow, and to develop yourself as you please. With a very formal tone.
Yeah, that's not exactly what happened.
Well, I think it quite was. And he kind of like gestures to the group behind you.
Oh yeah, my friends. We're gonna go talk to Mom. She in the library?
Indeed.
Okay. Just a heads up, Bolden. You might want to start making preparations. We're going to have some very important guests.
I'm sure the mistress and lord will be well to know you've made some very powerful connections. And he do
Oh,
see
very.
you and kind of part to his lips. It's good to have
Very
you home.
important. Well, I'm only here for a little bit.
I'll enjoy the time as it comes.
I'll enjoy something.
He bows properly towards you.
Can you have rooms made up for me and my friends, please?
How many would you like?
As many as you can spare.
I'll prepare the best.
Thank you.
And you watch him kind of walk off to take care of his duties. As you continue your journey on, kind of readying yourself for that moment where you get towards the library itself, where you see these two grand doors, oaken and well stained in coloring. There's a pausing moment before you go to open the door expressively and hearing the echo of the wood itself creak into the chambers of the not large but relatively respectful library space, where you do see your mother currently standing at a bookshelf, seemingly reading through a book with a single gentle pair of glasses held by a stick, kind of like those opera view glasses.
Mhm.
And as you open the door, you immediately see her kind of like turn to look, almost expecting to hear some sort of news. And upon seeing you, there is a locking eyes moment before you just watch her just drop the book. Ashen. Is that you?
Yes, Mother.
You kind of just watch her just let the glasses as well fall. She kind of makes her way closer towards you, and you guys see this woman who has a bit of a sharp face to her, where you can see this almost strictness to the visage itself, with curly blonde hair just barely reaching the back of her neck, well done and well made, with a very refined, elegant gown that, while it doesn't prominently show off her figure, it very much shows this woman of late youth that still holds herself very widely to her own stance. Oops, my bad. There you go. And as she makes her way towards Ashran, there is this reaction to act in some way before she stops herself.
I was just thinking that too.
And as she stops herself, just feet away from Ashran, kind of almost like registers the rest of you in that moment. Almost like you guys didn't exist until she got closer. What brings you home?
I have friends coming for a party.
Would it be these?
Oh no.
Well, no. I made some friends recently. They'll be here in a day or two.
A day.
And we need to greet them. and have rooms ready for them. It's the king and queen of Luma.
You
Homer's really
instantly
so
just
right.
see, like, a befuddlement to her face. Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. Also, just double checking. You guys know you have to call them to come here in a day, right?
I assumed we did that on the boat as soon as we arrived.
Well, but he also said that you need to confirm that
Yeah.
the shard is here first before doing that. They don't want to set up a party without
fair
having
enough.
yet.
Yeah, but this is funny. If they get ready in a day and no one shows up, then they show up like 3 days later.
Just make
That
sure.
gets so much funnier.
Just making sure. There is a serious pause to her before. Ashwin, dear, there's a lot to talk about. Preparing for a party within a day. Perhaps this is something to bring up with your father.
And where
He-
is father?
He should be home shortly. There has been some trouble with the business.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Maybe he should do another deal with a hag.
Fuck, Jack.
She looks you just like, who one Xal'Mel would ever deal with a hag? Sell your soul to some wretched woman?
What was her name? Night something? Nightshade?
We do not speak of her name.
Hmm.
She has done the city harm. No clue.
I know my mother.
Mhm.
Is she full of shit right now?
Make an insight check with advantage.
I want to check this too, because...
Yeah.
15's just enough. She seems to be earnestly disgusted by the name.
I was more
Well, I
willing
mean,
to see if she
In
knew
her
the name.
opinion, she got the shit out of a deal here, so she would be.
But she did also say she cursed the town.
Oh, I mean, whatever. I don't care. I don't really give a shit.
That's great. Who asked?
Yeah.
Do not mention her ever again. Regardless, I suppose you will all be joining us for lunch. Please, we'll have a fold and prepare seats for you all.
He's busy setting up rooms. You might want to ask somebody else.
I'll call Hidel then, who you know to be the second in command.
Okay.
And you kind of see her, not so awkwardly so much it's just kind of troublesome since you guys are cluttering the doorway, kind of make her way past while keeping up her posture and just leaving the book and the glasses just on the ground behind her.
Can I go see what she was reading?
I was just about to, yeah.
You can.
Same brain cell.
Uh-huh.
You actually look into it and you do see that it is a book over strange magical occurrences. A book you don't remember being in that library when you were there.
It's a new one. I'm gonna pocket it for later.
Okay.
Do you mind if I stay here for a minute, Ashwin?
No, help yourself, and I'm gonna leave my bag of holding with Jack.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh god, this library has to go fucking empty.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you leave some of the trash.
Okay.
Is anybody else staying with Jack at the library, or are you all, the rest of you, following Ashwin?
I mean,
I
it's a
believe
different
it's-
size library.
I would say, think of it as a, as a classroom, roughly that size.
Can I look for something on blue roses?
You can go ahead and make an
And
investigation.
just
check.
flowers in general. Just flowers.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'm gonna
So
go-
Jack and Fen are staying behind.
I like the idea of the weird ass posse following Ash. Though, where's she going again? Sorry.
That's up to Ash.
Actually, you guys all stay here. I'm gonna go do something.
And that's why I asked. Okay, well,
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, Ash, do you know if you have any like? Do you know if there's any like medical section anywhere in here?
Do
Your
I
family's
know?
never really dealt with the medical
Yeah,
side
no.
of things.
Not really.
At
Sorry.
most, it probably would be like very common diseases, and seeing Beryl and what they've been looking for, you kind of know what
Yeah.
they're asking about. Like, it's mostly been like how to cure the common cold and stuff like that more than anything. House
Beryl-
remedies for moms.
Farrell's just gonna browse then.
Okay. And Fen, as you are looking for a book over flowers, you would find the occasional one where definitely it very clearly depicts why they have such an extravagant garden with such glorious design and such. Unfortunately, nothing on blue roses, to be specific.
Any books I can find about flowers, I want to take.
So you're just asking Jack to just stuff them in the bag of holding, or are you putting them on your person?
I'll take them on my person, and I'll get my own bag of holding soon.
Okay.
Good luck. I've been trying for 60
I was
some
gonna
odd
say,
days.
I've been trying for like 3 months.
Ugh.
Watch me get one within like 2 days.
Oh
I would
my
laugh.
God.
That would be the best thing ever.
No.
Make Jack cry.
Go ahead and mark down the 6 floral books. Anything the rest of you 3 are looking for, real quick.
I'll let them go first.
I'm gonna look for history, stories that relate to Preston, and that's about it.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me. Jack?
Can I be assisting all of them with this? Because Jack's got a more broad thing he's going to be grabbing.
Jack's
Okay,
just
sure.
looking for expensive books,
Kind of.
fancy
Okay.
ones.
So, Fan, go ahead and roll again, and Vollmer, you go ahead and roll again as well. 13? History, the only thing you find history here is about the family and about Pio itself. Nothing of note, nothing of interest. Occasionally there is something on older history with Bezelok itself, but nothing that pertains to your cause, nothing that catches your eye. Basic, normal history lessons you'll learn in middle school.
The temptation to burn the family book is real, but I'm not going to.
So, as Jack, you're kind of picking out the books that you find of more intentional value. What is your broad aspect here?
Jack is going to be looking for rare and expensive books. Anything rare or expensive. History and magic-based books that he might not have read yet.
Okay.
Which he's read quite a bit, so anything that catches his eye like that. Something that might... any, like, history or arcane books that might help in our current stuff. Anything on languages, just period. Like, had to,
Okay.
well, sorry, learning languages and maybe language structure for any languages. And
Go ahead and just give me a broad intelligence check.
he's gonna try to grab like half.
Which would be why I left the bag of holding.
There are a fair number of kind of everything and all of the above. Value-wise, it's hard to judge. Not because Jack is not versed in books, but also because everything in here seems to be of some degree of value. And it's hard to pick and choose which one are the more expensive ones. There's some very obvious outliers that very obviously have these like very fine-made spines and these very well-detailed covers and such. And some of them even have like calligraphy worth of page writing, but actual usefulness and or value of the books themselves, not exactly the easiest thing for Jack to figure, mostly because these are just generic. These are such basic knowledge books that any child could find at a library, except just very fancied, very much made to more present and be sounding like they're better than they actually are.
It's the fucking Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yes. Where it's like, it's telling you all these very basic bitch things, but they say it in such flowery language that's like, we're smarter than we actually are.
What's the Encyclopedia Britannica or what the heck that was?
Exactly.
Mm,
It's essentially an encyclopedia with like everything in it, but it was like
Big, it's fancy.
it was big
Yeah.
and fancy, and there were like you're looking at books like this big and like this big, like bigger than a typical D&D book, height and width wise, and it was fairly thick. I'd say like 2 inches
it's
thick.
basically a
3 inches
Harry
thick.
Potter novel worth of thickness.
Yeah, and there's like 8 of them in the whole thing, and it was essentially just fancy fucking encyclopedias.
Oh, damn.
But they were like the epitome of I'm fancy and rich, but I'm not rich.
But I
I'm
know
rich,
a
but
bunch
I'm
of stuff.
smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
we had one.
Ashrin, where are you going?
I am heading up to my room and my study to see if anything has been left.
You would actually go up to your room first and foremost and find a small little rope with a key attached to it. No note, no nothing else, just attached to it.
Okay. I pick up the key and the rope. Is the
No, your
door
door's locked.
door's locked? Okay, I unlock the door.
It is indeed the key to your room, wherein
Okay.
you enter inside and you find that the room is spotless. And there's a bit of you that kind of just thinks like, oh, they probably just had Volden clean it up very quickly. It's like, that's not handling in the 5 minutes it took me to walk over here.
Is my stuff, like anything I left in the closet, anything the same?
Everything as you left it as of 3 years ago is where it is. Maybe a bit shuffled and moved, just be kept clean, but everything is where you remember it.
Okay. I don't think I need anything out of here. Actually, would the tiara have been kept here? Or would it have been
No,
kept
that would
elsewhere?
have been given to you whenever there's a party.
Okay.
Not after the first time you tried hiding it.
Okay.
Vivian's gonna find it.
I'm gonna go to my study.
You'll find the exact same result at the study where there is a key, seemingly just left there. And the study entirely clean, but left as it was when you left it 3 years ago.
Okay. I think Castian had notes, like lots and lots of notes.
Mhm.
Do I know where he kept them?
Most of the time, he would keep them on his own person, but the notes that he kept with you, you know for a fact that you left them in your desk drawer.
Okay. Can I check that?
Mhm.
Are they there?
The notes are missing.
Okay. I think I'm gonna sit down for a minute and just try to collect my thoughts.
Okay. Now, after some time, the clock just ticking in the room that you have at the desk, you can just kind of, you notice, but you don't register the time just flying by with each second that ticks by, each minute that ticks by. Before eventually you do hear a gentle knock at your door of the study itself. And you do recognize the voice of Volden. It's time for dinner. Lunch, sorry.
I'm on my way.
As you will.
Has father arrived home yet?
He will arrive shortly. I'm sure you'll be able to meet him at the dinner table.
I am going to lock up the study and my room, and I'm taking both keys with me.
Okay. And as you kind of come out to lock it away, you do see kind of at the very end of the hallway around the corner, you do see Volden kind of just waiting there, just patiently, smiles gently and goes, I hope you don't mind my upkeep.
It's fine. Do you know what my parents did with the notes that were in my desk?
Not personally. They were retrieved upon the accident. I'm sure they'll be willing to tell you who requested them. I'll let you know it wasn't them. And he starts kind of walking.
Do you know who it was?
I did say not personally, did I not?
I have an idea. Alright. Lunch it is.
And as you begin to kind of make your way there, eventually you do hear the rowdiness of your crew, who have also been told by a maid who came to the library to let you all know as well that lunch is to be ready and that they will lead you to the dining room.
Can I do one last roll before we leave that library?
Mhm.
With my familiar's help, I want to look for any hidden books.
Go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage.
Any books or like other papers and stuff like that.
22.
It's freaking exactly the opposite as the first one.
I know.
It literally
That's
is.
weird.
As you are doing that, as you hear the clock ticking, and there seems to be like kind of a lack of interest going on with the books you've already grabbed as it is, and there comes a peaking moment of like, there's got to be something here. With you and Lily beginning to look through all these books and trying to find these little sections here and there. It isn't until nearing the very last 5 minutes that you find this one portion of the wall about against one of the eastern walls. Literally the perfect size of maybe 3 or 4 books or so. The meows of a cat.
No, it's her kid.
Oh, is that a kid?
Going, mom. Okay.
Wherein you can easily feel it's a false back, and removing it, you just see a singular book just laid down, covered in spiders' webs.
Cool. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
You found their.
Will you read the title first?
Yes.
Porn
The title's
stat.
called The Lone Castle.
The Lone Castle?
Yep.
Okay. Hold on to that thing.
Okay. I imagine you also dusted it off before you put it in your bag.
Prestidigitation.
Okay, fair enough.
So pedestrian dusting it off. I'm just kidding.
And
Can you
as you are all
Press-
led towards the dining hall, wherein you do see there already is the lady of the house, sitting proper and awaiting all of your arrivals, as well as a separate plate at the head of the table, where food is brought out to you relatively quickly, but within minutes of you all being presented this very elegant, high-end meal.
Just kind of a power move.
Mhm.
I am going to sit at the head of the table.
As As you should.
As you
And we're gonna
guys do.
surround her on both sides.
Yes. Yeah.
There is a very poignant look that you get from your mother at that. Without words, she's just very much telling you Ashrin? Like, just a very powerful just gaze of the mother.
I'm not moving. He can deal with it when he gets here.
So are you guys just standing at her side, or are you guys actually gonna sit down?
No, we're sitting.
I'm gonna sit down.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're sitting at the table, like what I said, like surrounding, like flanking her, but along the table.
I'm
Like
So
sitting.
you move the chairs and all.
Yep.
To my side as I sit down.
Okay.
Resting against the table.
Okay.
I want Frankie to have his own seat too.
So there is no available seat for her father.
Yeah, just to annoy him more. He can pull up a chair.
You can probably request a booster seat for Frankie.
No,
I think
no,
Noah needs a booster seat.
no. Even better. I got one better. Under the table, I'm gonna keep casting a silent image, or minor illusion. Sorry, and have a chair maintained at the end of the table for him.
Oh dear God.
And I'm just gonna keep casting on the table.
As you guys are pulling this power move at the table, after the food is kind of brought out, and you do see the very confused faces on all of the chefs and servants that kind of come in to serve the food, kind of like, that's a fucking weird arrangement. That's not her chair. Who are these people? But they know better not to talk or question. As they, after their point of shock, they serve the food, they depart the room, and as the few butlers and maids that are within the room simply just keeping overwatch and just making sure whatever you guys need are taken care of. About 10 or so minutes into the actual meal itself is when you, Ashrin, you recognize Volden as walking into the hall, and everybody else as well can see Volden walking in with a man of dark hair and well-groomed beard in this scarf-like attire with badges and sash, shoulder covers that have this very inlaid silver to it, with gown and garb that befits that of a lord. Walks in with confidence and pride into the room itself.
So I'm just gonna
And-
smirk and say, "You're late."
You do see him pause in that instance. And his gaze does not falter, it does not drop. If anything, it sharpens as he gazes at the group at the opposite end of the table of his arrival. And but a single word is uttered between his lips. Ashrin. And that's
Father?
what we'll pick up next week. Oh, you guys are trying to piss him off so badly.
I believe you. I was thinking of actually having Frankie like swoop in and steal the lady's chair as she's trying to sit down.
He's
So,
already seen
No.
it before you guys arrived.
yeah.
I got one for you, Finoa. Every time he goes to take a bite of something, have Frankie pop up and
Okay, okay. This was not just to piss them off. This was to prove a point. I didn't want you guys to like join in and be all crazy here. Okay.
oh no.
I was just trying to prove a point and put myself in the place of power so that I could handle this.
Fair.
Oh, there is. This is.
We're helping with your power move, is all.
All right.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. That is. That is moves of move is all I gotta say.
Oh yeah. No, I'm excited. That was great.
Oh, next week's gonna open real fucking hard.
Uh huh.
I thought you guys were gonna keep it dialed to like a 5 or a 6. Nah, y'all just went right for.
No,
the
I'm going
12.
hard.
Yeah, y'all just went right for the 12. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a lot. That's a lot.
That's so fucking good,
this
dude.
is-
Overpower
good.
me, that's for sure.
Hmm? What? What, Wilmer?
Hell of a power move, that's for sure.
Yeah. There's. Trust me, I've got a lot. I've got a lot to think of there. That's a. Ooh.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I can explain how tense my back is right now, because I like kind of like Ashrin and Jack in this case, like I embody the NPCs, and there's
Yeah, so
emotion.
I
There's
spent
emotion.
all morning getting into character and trying to figure out how she was going to handle this.